is how it goes. I would never fold. This game, you're supposed to give it away. It's not to be sold. You gotta learn to keep the Lord is how you save your soul. Striving for the kingdom, that's your main goal. We can take this kingdom back, but you ain't ready though. You love the ways of this world, don't wanna let it go. I just tell the truth to my black folk. Expose the heathen of the evil, that's just how it go. I'm truly dedicated to this motivation though. When will it all change? Only the Lord knows.
To be blessed in the city and I feel, let me show you what to do. Keep your mind on the grind, gathering a bunch of brothers making moves. Dedication to this motivation, real true game. Dedication to this motivation, swinging train.
What's going on, YouTube? What's going on to the 12 tribes who are scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth? I want to say shalom, shalom to y'all. Also giving all praises, all honor, all glory to the Most High, Yah, and Him alone. You understand? We're giving Him all the praises. This is another episode of Let the Truth Be Told podcast, episode 13, going into, is there a possible civil war on the rise? I'm going to let my brothers chime in on it. How y'all feeling today? How y'all doing?
Shalom, shalom, family. Shalom, shalom, my brothers. All praise be to the Most High. We here on another podcast. Glad for everybody to be here. And we are ready to discuss what's on the horizon, on how the government creates order out of chaos and been doing it for years. And we're going to discuss what looks like a possible civil war that's on the horizon. And we want all of Yasharala to know. This is why it's time for y'all to get out there and declare who you are on the record, live and in person. That's the number one focal point that we come forward to you as we address many subject matters in this day and time. So all praise to the Most High. How you doing, Brother Phineas?
Hey, man, I'm wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely correct, man. We've been telling y'all for a while now, man. It is time for our people to go out and declare who you are in man's system on record. We want to invoke the power of the Almighty Yahweh, man, our strength, our power, our only true Savior, man. And hey, as y'all seeing it, man, we keep bringing y'all the truth. There really is a civil war brewing. It's at our doorstep. It actually already started, and people ain't even paying attention to what's going on. Everybody out here trying to live their best life. You know what I'm saying? Brothers is going against brothers. Everybody's still trying to be rappers. We got a few niggas trying to be holier than thou. Don't get me started, man. Hey, Zeno, let them know what's happening.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of distractions going on. Like my brother said, man. Right, everybody's more focused on, you know what I'm saying, as far as dealing with our nation. Oh, I'm just trying to be the top teacher. I'm just trying to be the top rapper, the top singer. Maybe even our people in the world. Oh, I'm just trying to be the top CEO of my company. But what we got to realize, y'all, is that we have to stay occupied in prophecy, right? We have to stay occupied in prophecy. We see that, I believe, in Sirach chapter 39, right? Verse 1. To stay occupied in prophecy so that we can warn y'all and let you guys know what's going on. Because y'all can run to Fox News, you can run to ABC News, you can run to all these different channels, right, that our oppressors put out, but they're not going to really give you guys the truth as far as dealing with us and our nation of people. Because when we're living here in this land of our exile, we have to understand that things that are happening in this land, it's all because of the Creator, and He's the one that's allowing this to happen. He allows these things to happen so that we can see them as signs, so that we can make sure that we are on our 10 toes and that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing to focus on us to get back to the land. So everything that you guys are seeing and what we're going to be bringing out has everything as far as dealing with the Most High getting us back to the land. So let's just make sure we understand that as well. Shalom to Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? Brother brought out Isaiah 19:2. That's right. Right? You got Egypt literally going against Egypt. Okay? We're living in modern day Egypt. Right? Real quick. That's what the brother's talking about. I gotta pull that up, Elder, real quick.
Go ahead.
I gotta pull that up. That's a mighty precept. I know that's what he's talking about.
We're going to Isaiah
Isaiah
chapter
19.
19.
Yep. Yeah, verse 2.
Hold on one
This is the
second.
book of Isaiah.
Let me get there
Yeah, I'll
too.
wait for you, King. All praise to the Most High. That's a mighty precept to start off with. And then we're going to get right into this thing.
Go
And
ahead.
for y'all who was watching in this chat, make sure y'all chime in the chat. We want to hear what y'all think too, as far as what's going on, right? What plans do y'all got, right, as far as dealing with the scriptures of what y'all going to do for y'all and y'all household when we see civil war on the rise? So check this out. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2.
Start at verse 1. Start at verse 1.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, let me scroll in a little bit better so we can see. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Almighty rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Now, we got to pay attention to what's being said. We all know that today we in modern day Egypt, modern day Babylon. You can see everything across the spectrum. You see Egyptian symbology on the finances. You see it in the capital. So let's not be asleep. Let's understand what we in today. And so just like the mascot of ancient Egypt and Babylon was the eagle, the United States is the eagle today. So at verse 1, it says, at the beginning of verse 1, it says, the burden of Egypt. So let's look at the burden of Egypt in reference to today's time, Egypt being America.
Thank you, Elder. I'm glad that you said that. I don't mean to cut you off because there's a lot of brothers talking about this is Babylon. This is, man, look at here, niggas. The Most High said ye shall go back into Egypt.
Right.
Literal.
Yep.
Come on, man. This is literally. What? Come on, man. Come on. You got me fired up. Come on.
The burden of Egypt. Look at the burden of America. What is America going through today? It says, behold, the Almighty rideth upon the swift clouds. That means the Almighty is overseeing everything. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing can be hidden from the eyes of Yah. And it says, and shall come unto Egypt. That means the Almighty is going to put his force, his power, whatever. He's going to cause things or allow things to occur. The America, modern day Egypt, is cutting its own throat if you pay attention to what's going on.
That's right.
That's right. And all praise to the Most High. Hallelujah for that, Elder.
Yeah. And it says, and the idols of Egypt, the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. What's the idols of America? I'll tell you right now.
Come on.
JC, Yeshua HaMashiach, Allah, Imhotep, money, government, entertainment, religion, doctrine, all of those things are idols in America. Let's not make a mistake here, family, because we're going to have another show about this, and we're going to deal with the idols that we serve, how we serving other guys each and every day. So he said at his presence, he's going to move it, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So it don't matter how much you believe in all these idols. You can say that this idol is saving your life, came to die for your sins. Y'all gonna show you otherwise. Well, go ahead.
That's right. Right. Verse 2, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Is that not what we seeing today? Look,
Elder, I need you to go precisely.
Look.
And give these brothers some wisdom because I'm going to land back off.
All right. It said, I will set Egyptians against the Egyptians. Democrat versus Republican. White against black. Poor against rich. Educated against uneducated. LBTT with the alphabet people.
That's it. LBTTTT. Yeah, that's it.
All letters. Listen, he's pitting everything. Everybody is at everybody's throat. We're seeing nation against nation. We're seeing the demise of the modern day authority. the world was given over to the Gentile control, and we're watching the fall of the Gentile control. And for those of us that's Christians, black people, I don't care if you Ham, I don't care if you out of Shem, you cannot be a Gentile. So stop calling yourself Gentiles, those that subscribe to the new book. Now, you might have a Gentile way of mind, but physically, you can't be a Gentile.
And real quick, when the elder said us
they
that
come
are
from
Christians,
Japheth. Hold on, real quick. Just so
bro, wait, real quick.
Gentiles come from Japheth, y'all. Go ahead.
Yes, that's facts. But when the elder said us that are Christians, he's not talking about us on the podcast. We're not Christians. He's talking about us as Negroes, our people, because majority of our people are Christians. I just want to clear that up.
And look, let's be even more clear. Even if you call yourself Israel, Yasharala, and you believe in Christ, guess what you are? You're a Christian.
A fool, a damn fool.
Right. If we're gonna deal with this.
Hey, let's land into this though, because this thing also said, let's go a little deeper, right? It said, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. So not only is it going to be white versus black, it's going to be white on white, black on black. You hear me? And everyone against his neighbor. So we're all warring. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. It ain't no secret, man. There's a tree that's shaking up that's going on in Yasharala right now.
That's right.
I got some adversaries within the community right now. I got some adversaries in the communities right now. I want to speak on it, but I'm not going to. But just know they ain't strong enough to go against the brother, man. They don't know who they dealing with on a whole other level. But we're gonna address that soon.
I'll speak for you. So what's going on, right? Make sure y'all tuned in, right? Sometime this week, y'all see the link. You know what I'm saying when I put it out. But we do have a response. We're not gonna do it on the podcast, right? Like we do on Sunday, but we are gonna do it sometime this week, probably Friday, right? So be on the lookout for that. But we do have a response against, you know what I'm saying, True Nation. This is a Christianity camp in Los Angeles, California. You understand? We do have a response that's coming to them because there's been a lot of stuff that's been said about, you know what I'm saying, our brother Phineas and also those who serve the Most High and him alone. Right? We're not ducking. We're not running from none of this stuff. We see that.
No, we're not ducking.
But it is
we're
what
not
it is.
ducking, but they ran.
Right. It's facts. Like JC.
They ran. You gonna sit up and want to do you talking about you want to have a debate and then you gonna run.
We gonna save that. We gonna save brother.
So yeah, brother against brother.
Right.
Brother against brother.
Look, and when we deal with that issue, when we deal with it, it's gonna be like I said, we're not gonna leave no stone unturned. We're gonna deal with this idol. We're gonna deal with all the scriptures from Genesis to Malachi, the Tanakh, and how they try to equate new book writings to overshadow Genesis to Malachi. Which one comes first? You can't use a later writing to justify or to substantiate what was original. Now, if what you say in the new book equates to scripture, then we should see evidence of that. We never seen Yah say he's gonna come down as a human flesh and come die for anybody's sin. Matter of fact, we see Yah killing whole nations for you, Yasharala.
Right.
You gonna tell me that Yah gonna come down in the personage of a man to die for your sins?
Or send anybody to die for your sins, man, when that goes against the law that he set.
That's not. And matter of fact, those that believe that, show me the evidence that you've been saved from that. Show me that.
We ain't want us to be debating our people on any of that, but I will put it out there. Anybody that has any questions that wants to gather together and go over some scripture, we'd be more than happy to. Because somebody said that they wanted to do that and then they ran.
It don't matter what camp you from. It don't matter what church you from. It don't matter how big your congregation. Listen, let's sit down and let's talk as men. We don't have to argue. We don't have to name call. Don't get in your feelings. This is not about feelings when we dealing with truth, and that's what happens a lot of times. People getting their feelings, and then they because they can't
That's
suspect.
right. That's right.
And with me, I don't run from no smoke. Y'all can deal with me personally, head up. I don't care what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wanna say obscene things to me. I'm gonna say obscene things back. I got that Zechariah spirit, that Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 8 type spirit, man, when it comes to you idols. So as far as I'm concerned, there's too much going on, right? Civil war is on the rise.
That's
right.
right.
We don't got time, right? If
That's
y'all
right.
got a problem, right, against what the Most High says, and as far as what we're saying, when all we're doing is just reiterating what the Most High says, then if you truly love your brothers, man, you will deal in decency and in order, like your book says. You understand? In First Corinthians. So this is all right. So let's move on. Let's move on. Look at this. This is an account, right? This is an article I want to deal with real quick before we get into the heart of the matter. So as you guys see, right, we're dealing with week 2 since Charlie Kirk has been assassinated, right, or has been shot. Some people don't call it an assassination. Some people just say he just got killed, right? I'm going to say it's an assassination because when you're dealing with, right, we've already seen our people, they've been assassinated for speaking out, right? And this is the same situation dealing with him. Now we understand that Charlie Kirk, right, spoke out against our community, okay? But there were also some things that he said about our community that I can show y'all clips of that we can find in the Torah and in the Tanakh as far as accepting of our punishment, as far as accepting where we went wrong, okay? And but the thing is that these guys, they don't take the responsibility for or take accountability for taking it a step further when it comes to the oppression on our people. Right. And why a lot of our nations, our nation as Yasharala are living in the hoods, are living in the traps, are having to have, one parent households. So look at this. It says concerns grow that bot networks may be amplifying calls for civil war after Charlie Kirk killing. All right. Notice that it says bot networks because we're living in a time where we have the internet. Everybody has it on their phone at the palm of their hand to put out your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions for the entire world to see. We have been living in that type of time period for over 20 years now. And we have to realize that. Okay. So, and this was the Most High who put a spirit in our oppressors, right, to put out the inventions that we made, by the way, like the here internet, to put this out for everybody, because the Most High is using these tools, the internet. He's using other nations. He's using other people, right, to use them to stir up controversy so that the plan for the children of Israel, Yasharallah, can go into effect as far as us getting back to our land. So it says here, and I'm going to let y'all chime in on this. It says in brief, so we're dealing with identical civil war post, right, that's flooded in many hours after Kirk's killing. Many from generic or low engagement accounts, right? We will be like a low engagement account, what you guys are watching here. Past studies show botnets can generate billions of impressions. Researchers warn AI tools make them harder to spot. So there's also a lot of AI videos that's going out too to cause people to want to go into a civil war. All right. Analysts see echoes of Russian and Chinese ops, but no confirmed attribution for this week's spike in violent rhetoric. And I'm going to just read a little bit here. It says, I'm going to read about to right here. It says, in the hours after Charlie Kirk was assassinated at a Utah event on Wednesday, which was on September 10th, social media platforms, especially X, right, which will be Twitter, erupted with hostile rhetoric. And for those of you who don't know, Twitter is usually the main, they are the main site that you can find worldly news or dealing with, news dealing with the world. More than Instagram, more than Facebook, more than TikTok. Like it's X, okay? So it says, especially X erupted with hostile rhetoric. Right-leaning posts quickly invoked war, civil war, and demands for retribution against liberals, Democrats, and the left. Okay, among these were aggregations of accounts with strikingly similar characteristics: generic bios, MAGA style signifiers, no DMs, disclaimers, right? Patriotic imagery, or stock or nondescript profile photographs. And these patterns have raised a growing suspicion. Are bot networks being used to amplify right wing calls for civil war? So what they're asking is, right, from what they're saying is that is it these internet sites, right, that is amplifying the right wing, which is dealing with the Republican Party, right, or conservative right believers, okay, calls for civil war because of what happened to Charlie Kirk, who was a conservative right. He was conservative right speaker, right? He was a conservative that was for the Republican Party. But what do you got to say about that?
Well, you know, when you hear terms like bot, you know, and that's basically, to my understanding, it's like you gotta think of a robot, think of a program, and basically these sites are acting based upon the program that they're using, like they're using AI generated images, AI generated sound bites. You see somebody's face, you see them talking, and it's AI. And so all of these are ops to give an optical illusion or to stimulate your mind, because let's face the facts. Today, in today's society, we feed off of negativity. So they can control you by all of the negative stereotypes, all of the hearsay, if it's negative, hey, it's good. I want to hear it. I want to get involved. You know, so they put all that stuff out there, and it's like we in a movie, y'all. We in the Matrix, and nobody is taking the pill to wake up. Everybody's following the script. Even the people that's listening to the ops and to the bots and to the AIs, we following the script. So they are using mind control there's a movie called 1984. I mentioned this before, by George Orwell, in a book. It talks about all of this stuff, and we actually living it out today. There you go. That's it right there. That's it right there. Matter of fact, if you don't want to read, they got a movie that they made about it. Two
yes,
movies.
They do.
Yep.
That's right, man.
Yep.
So check this out. Let's look at some of these videos, right? Let's get your guys' opinion and y'all in the chat. But real quick, our brother Jeremiah, he's been dropping. He brought this out earlier. As far as he was saying, Isaiah 19:2. I think he was saying in verse 2, right, that it was fulfilled, you know, according to his knowledge on September 10th, 2024. And then he also said too that he said, I would love to connect with you all to discuss what I'm saying about this being fulfilled on September 10th, which was the day that Charlie Kirk was shot, and share the evidence for your consideration.
What was he saying got fulfilled? What was it? What chapter?
He was saying Isaiah 19, what we brought out, because that was the scripture that he brought out. Isaiah 19:2, what we read earlier.
But it said 2024 last year.
Right, yeah, he feels that with the Charlie, 2024. Okay. Yeah, that is last year. I thought he was talking about, I don't know why I saw 25. Yeah, I want to see what he has to say about that, right?
Yeah, pull him up. We'll talk to him.
Yeah, let me. We're gonna drop a link in the chat, bro. If you're still on here, King, and we want to hear what you got to say. We're gonna. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat real quick. 1 second.
Well, let's do that after the show, bro. No, not right now. Okay. Let's move forward with the show, bro. And we have time to deal with that. And if not, we can actually contact the brother personally and do something with that brother. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. But we'll bring you on after the show, right? If we have time. So the link, just in case. So, but all praise to the Most High. So check this out. Let's go into this video right here. I'm gonna go to this. This is some videos that you have shared with me, Brother Phineas. I want to look at this right here.
White men fight back. White men fight back. Here's what I don't understand. Looking at this rally where they're honoring Charles Kirk. White men fight back! White men fight back! White men fight back! I'm trying to understand that. White men fight back against what? Black people didn't have anything to do with
Right.
this. White men fight back. First of all, what happened to him was horrible, but what does white men fight back mean? I think it was a white man that did this whole thing. So what are you saying white men fight back? Time to blame black people for what? This happened in Utah. There were no black people around. I've been to Utah, not a lot of black people there, so I don't know where they're getting this chant from. White men fight back. What are you fighting back against yourself? All of a sudden, black people are being blamed for what? Now HBCUs have to close their campuses because of threats. Of what? Threats of what? Why are you fucking with black people? What did black people have anything to do with this Utah shit? All of a sudden you conjure up black people. It's always black people are in danger. HBCU campuses are closing because they didn't do a motherfucking thing. That makes no sense to me. We're in danger now because we didn't do nothing. We're always in danger. It's always black people this, black people that. We're minding our business. And there are actually black people that are mourning Charles Kirk. They're like, this is horrible. This is sad. They feel bad for his family that he has 2 kids and a wife, and they had to see that. But all of a sudden, it's white men fight back. White men fight back. White men fight back. Here's what I don't understand.
See that? You see that?
So,
What do you think about that?
So look. I'm gonna go deep on this. White men fight back. Okay. First of all, the message, and then like you said, subliminally, if they saying white men fight back, who are you fighting back against? And then of course, black people, right? But here's why we here today. Yasharala, you got to be Yasharala. Come out of being Yaakov, come out of being the byword and the proverb, and go out there and be Yasharala. Stop being black. Stop being black, because they define what black is. They define what African American is. Not you, but you always putting your feet in the shoes of black, African American, and every title that they put out there. This was an op that we just watched. This was, I guarantee you, them white men that was staged, was probably hardly nobody else out there but them. They trying to sue something. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then they gonna turn around, and then the optical illusion is now this brother. I like the brother. I know he's a comedian, but he's
a tool. He's a tool.
Right. He drank the Kool-Aid, and now he's upset because of the op. No, it's an op. Don't let this stuff get y'all riled up. This is not our fight. This is white on white crime. This is what, let them do what they gonna do.
I ain't gonna lie. It reminds me of an old story that happened. Y'all might have seen it, right? It's an old camp that I used to be a part of, or that, you know, when I was over WFI Seattle, right? I remember when WFI Chicago got into a whole brawl with thousands and thousands of Palestinians who were protesting, right? It was a bunch of, then when that happened, I'm gonna keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of them got their ass whooped, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100. They wasn't gonna talk and tell the truth, but some of them got their ass whooped. But they were provoking them, you know what I'm saying? About something, you know, Palestine and what they got going on. Palestine is, that has nothing to do with this, right? They ain't got nothing to do with this. Let them two fight. But I remember in the group chats I was getting, the leadership chats, like, we need all a W5, we need all y'all down here in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? We got to stand. I'm like, nigga, I'm not coming.
You know what? I remember that because I got contacted and I sent the UNY flag down there.
Yeah. You had other camps making, like, you know what I'm saying, commercials and videos talk about, yeah, I'm coming down there. Y'all gonna stand up? I'm like, bro, y'all just look stupid. Y'all look dumb. Y'all look dumb, bro. Like, y'all, first of all, you guys are living in your land in exile and captivity. You really think the police gonna let y'all, you know what I'm saying, just fight back? Man, they gonna, man. Oh my goodness, man. Fight back, white man. Fight back, right? At that same type spirit, man. There's nothing that there's nothing that these guys can do. And I agree with you, Elder. A lot of this stuff is set up, right? They have a lot of what they call crisis actors, where you have events that take place. They already have certain people who's going to be interviewed about the event just like you've seen with the Charlie Kirk. Everybody that was interviewed were crisis actors, okay? And then they're paid to say something. They're paid to push a narrative to try to deceive the masses because of things that is going on under the scene where they're trying to stir up a civil war, right? Where they're trying to, where they're literally getting ready to go into World War III, but they want us to be blinded by things, by other things, okay? But what we have to realize is that these things that they're using to blind us with, these are just signs to let us know that there's something deeper going on. And everything has to do with the Most High, right? And dealing with the deliverance of his people. And we have to realize that.
Hallelujah.
What do you, Phineas, you been quiet, bro. What you got to say? I know you got something to say.
You know, I always got something to say. Man, hey, ain't none of this has, you know, we could say that, you know, this is not our fight. None of this has nothing to do with us. But honestly, this has everything to do with us.
What do you mean by that? I want to hear your opinion.
We're the cause of everything.
Okay.
And so that's why we keep on repeating ourselves. Every single show, my people, to declare who you are, get on the front line, right? Stop being David Smith. Stop being, you know, all these other slave names. I'm gonna say it because niggas got European names, man.
Stop
I don't care French. I don't care if it's Dutch. I don't care. You know, all these names, these Hoovers, these Scots, these are European names, right? Johnson, Wallace. We got to get rid of these names and put the name of salvation on you, man. It's in the scriptures. You're told to do it. There's some that's going to be the servant, and there's going to be some that are actually the elect. Who's going to 100% do what the Almighty said to do? Because all this stuff that's happening is over you. He's just preparing the table. He's just getting it ready. He's just getting it ready. The Almighty is just getting it ready.
Yep.
So everything has everything to do with us. You know what I'm saying? And so, like Elder has said, when they be sending, you know, these are paid actors basically to go in there, white man fight back, white man fight back, with nobody around.
Right.
Furthermore, when they do go into the neighborhoods, they're not coming out into the come out here to come out. Go to any hood, any real ghetto where it's from real niggas.
Right. They're not gonna do that, bro.
They go, white man fight back, white man.
Right. Right.
Why didn't anybody tell me?
You know what?
Get out of here. We're not going for none of that. And the reason being is because they really scared of us, bro. They know what we capable of.
Right.
And don't let it be a gang of us together. What? We see us as black people, we can have our own issues, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga, I'm gonna kill you, fool. I'm a woo woo. But let the real op come. We're gonna look at each other and put our differences aside for a second and look at the real op.
Bro, that's why all eyes right now is on Chicago, bro. I know y'all been seeing all them young niggas and making these videos talking about Trump coming here with the martial law. You know what I'm saying? We got switches.
Hey,
I'll be like, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. And I believe my brothers.
Look.
Hey, I want to see it. That's all I'm gonna say. But I will say this, but that, bro, when you're dealing with the military, just know they got weapons that we don't got.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it all. We talking about ops, we talking about bots, and we talking about AIs.
That's right.
The problem is, our people, y'all got to stop being the op, the bot, and the AI. You know how you that? Because you walking in the predefined characteristics and naming nomenclature that they define for you. You always walking in a position that they made for you. That's why we keep on telling y'all, go and tell them who you are and watch the power of the Almighty. Stop being African American. Stop being black. Stop being Joseph Smith, as my brother Phineas said. If you're going to be Moshe Ben Yehuda, then be Moshe Ben Yehuda on every piece of identification that you got. Stop being double-minded, because the only thing y'all doing is following the script. They create these scripts and y'all fitting them. whether it be a religion and doctrine was created to control you.
That's right.
And we're going to turn around and we're going to fight each other over religion and doctrine and beliefism when none of that stuff proved anything. The word of the Almighty, let's make it clear from Genesis to Malachi, it's not about religion, it's not about doctrine, it's not about beliefism. It's about a nation. It's about the laws that govern a nation. It's
That's
about the
facts.
Almighty sending his prophets, his messiahs, his saviors during that time to bring Yasharallah back to where they needed to be. And
Hold
guess
on, Elder. You said something, and this is what I need. This is what I need my fellow black men to understand. You said something. You said he sent who?
Oh, you said send who? You talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh, he sent his anointed ones, his Mashiachs.
Wait. His anointed ones, his Mashiachs, his saviors. When was that?
That was when you talk about Isaiah, Yirmiyahu, Ezekiel, Amos, Hosea.
Last one we had was Judas Maccabees, bro. That's the last one we had.
But this is what I want to point out. He said that was appointed for that time.
Right.
Because remember, that's what this is what my people are not understanding. He ain't doing that no more.
Right.
He got to come and set it straight.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I digress, man. Man.
That's why it says it was in Micah 3, right? That not Micah 3, Hosea. I believe it's Hosea 3, that we shall go many days without a savior, without a sacrifice, without a prince, without an ephod, without a priest.
And I'm gonna say this to y'all too. He that is least among you, right? The ones that had the less followers, less popular, ones that say the truth, is the ones that the Almighty do send, but our people don't listen to. But they're going to go and have itching ears to hear, to follow the path of least resistance, to follow the back path of what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not about the truth. It's about you fitting in to a paradigm that you're comfortable with.
That's
and
right.
That's what our people do with religion, doctrine, all that stuff. Whatever it is, all these social constructs we use those, we fit into them paradigms. Therefore, when y'all do send somebody, look, they're not listening. When y'all sent the prophets of old, what did Yasharallah do? Was they popular? No, they weren't popular. Did Yasharallah listen to them? No, Yasharallah didn't listen to them. But the Almighty sent them and gave the people direction and words, and then the Almighty backed it up with his power. So when the Almighty in this day and time start backing stuff up with his power, then y'all gonna listen.
That's facts. That's that's how we only listen when we're afflicted. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We only listen when we're afflicted. And those who are listening now, even during the time of their affliction, are they going to be the ones that are going to be delivered? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so these are things we have to realize. I want to play this video too, as well. I thought this was a really good video with Brother Rizza, you know what I'm saying, from the Nation of Islam. Let's see what he's got to say, dealing with this matter.
We quite literally don't have a choice. We have to unite. As a matter of fact, the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan said, until you unite, this enemy is going to keep attacking you. He's going to keep beating you, keep killing you until you are forced to come together. Reality is, whatever label we have for one another, we can say we are Moors, Hebrew Israelite, we can say we're Christians, we can say we're Muslims, we can say we're 5%ers, we can say we're vegan, we can say we're this, we're that. After you get done with all that, some of you are like, well, no, I'm voting for this person, I'll vote for this, I'm progressive, I'm this, okay, progressive, okay, Republican, Democrat, okay. After you get done with all these damn labels, there is a very real reality of where you are as a people. You will not survive. We will not survive if we do not come together and become like-minded on very particular subjects. Food, industry, education, land ownership. We don't have to go into the religious belief. We just need to come together to get the same idea on survival. That's just it. Food, clothing, shelter. At least let's start with those. Food, clothing, shelter. We don't have to eat the same, but we do want to eat, right? Good. Do we need to own land? Yes. So let's come together in that area. We need education. Okay, so we need more schools. We have some, we need more. We have a few grocery stores, we need more. So it's based on survival now. I don't care about these labels, brother. See, I don't get involved in that spiritual game banging, conscious game banging. You have to be mindful that we don't have time. That's it. We think we have time. Like we think, oh, it's cool. I'm gonna just do my thing over here. We've been divided long enough already. We've attacked each other enough already. Now people are looking at the egos because people are basing that off of how many followers do you have. I can tell you this: the system psychologically manipulated people when they gave people followers. There's a number attached to this digital platform that makes you think you actually got that many people who will do what you say. I guarantee you. People with a 20th of what you have numerically on that digital platform, I know people who can move thousands and they got less than 2,000 followers on social media. Don't ever get this twisted. Don't think because you have a digital number that you have a literal one. You do not. We're going to keep doing this division when people on the other side of the fence is like, yeah, we call ourselves Christian, Catholic, we call ourselves all this, but we united against you. We know what time it is. So we have to get on that page, brother. We don't have as much time as we think we have. We can create industry and do magnificent things when we come together. We just simply have to do it. We quite
Wow.
You know, I like RZA, and here's the thing about everything he said. It's part of the glass half empty or half full scenario. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we tried to come together? Black Wall Street, all these different cities. We had Marcus Garvey. We had all these things that happened. How many times did we try to do that and we failed? The question is, Yaakov, do we analyze why we fail? No.
No.
Because we keep on doing the same thing, expecting to get different results. Your ability to survive is not in your own power for you to go make purchases. Yes, it's for us to come together to be like-minded, but like-minded with one purpose. And what's that purpose? One thing that we did not do is we did not put Yah first in everything that we supposed to do. If you put Yah first, then you invoking the power of Yah. But if you out there talking about, hey, brothers, let's go get this land, let's go do this, let's go. How many times we gonna do that? How many times we gonna fail? Yah is waiting on you, oh seed of Yaakov, to stand up to be Yasharala. Stand up, Yahuda, take your place, lead from the front, come out of the thickets as a lion, and roar what thus saith Yah in this day and time, and watch the Almighty. We went around Jericho 7 times and shouted, right? What happened?
Right.
What happened? It fell.
The walls came down. Mm-hmm.
Why did it fall because of us, or did it fall because we obeyed what the Almighty told us to do?
It fell because we obeyed Yah. We obeyed the Most High, the Almighty.
Absolutely. And the Most High Almighty is not caught up in your religion, oh Christian, oh Muslim, oh those that make being a Hebrew Yasharalite a religion. Right. He ain't in none of that. Yah is literal. He dealt with a literal people. He dealt with the practicality of building a nation. He dealt with a structure of independence for our nation of people. How many times we going to repeat the same thing and expect different results? How many times we going to have millions of people following some crooked knucklehead person on the podium, don't even know what they're talking about, and they leading the people to slaughter? How many times we going to do that?
That's sad.
Everything you said right there was very powerful, Elder, and 100% correct. The sad part of all this is that no matter how much we cry out, just let the truth be told, right? No matter how much we cry out, no matter how much we give our people the absolute truth, they want to listen to people that are in camps. They want to listen to people that are strong in numbers. They want to listen to people who got notoriety. They want to listen to people who got that popularity. They want to listen to people who are throwing events for their people. They want to listen to people who's doing these drives and stuff like that for these people. They want to listen to people who are like-minded.
Yeah. 150 per person for Passover. You know what I'm saying? If you got a family, 200. And guess what? You gotta buy your tickets because Passover is gonna be here in Philadelphia, born and raised, not in Jerusalem. Go ahead, bro.
Yep.
Okay.
Try 1,500.
Man, bro.
Try 1,500.
Whatever the price is. But here's the
It's-
point. Here's the point that I'm making. They want to listen to people that are like-minded unto them. So when you get people that like myself, like my beloved brother Zamron, like my beloved elder, which is a real elder, man. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he's my elder because of his age. I'm talking about he's my elder because of his knowledge and
Wisdom.
understanding and his wisdom
That's
that
right.
he has in these scriptures and his love that he has for the Almighty Yahweh. You understand what I'm saying? And so they don't want to when you get somebody like us that come and tell you what it really is, they scoff at you. Right? People, let's not be deceived. This is all part of this civil war that's coming too. It's not just about black and white, it's about us against us too. And you niggas ain't realizing that. So what? Hey man, so what Brother Phineas don't do them numbers like that though, man. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I got the people that need to listen to me or the ones that need to hear what I gotta say. And those are the only ones I'm trying to reach anyway.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, look
So
at this, Phineas.
hey,
Real
let's
quick,
let the truth
Phineas.
be told. Bring this out. Hey, I love it. Bring it out. Bring it out.
This is Isaiah 66:5 in the we're gonna read in the NLT so that y'all can understand. Hear this message from the Almighty, all you who tremble at his words.
A pause. He said, all you that tremble at his word. He didn't say Bishop so-and-so. He didn't say this, and that. And I'm going to tell you this. When y'all hear the word of Yah come across the lips of those that he send to you, you actually know it. It's just that you got something in that mind that shuts it out. But you know the truth. Go ahead.
Your own people hate you and throw you out for being loyal to my name.
And that's what happened to our brother Phineas not too long ago, because they go say, well, all these Old Testament brews. No, he's Yah only. He Yah only. If you Yah only, and Yah, and you establishing the name of Yah, which is Yasharallah, on you literally, spiritually, in every aspect, while all the ones that's against you talking. They playing living room Hebrews. They saying they Israel, and y'all gonna be Israel if y'all want to. That's an opt too. You got when you and people gonna say, oh yeah, you know, this is you know where they get that from? Yasharallah, this just came up. I want y'all to give y'all a news flash. Yah said that name, our name, would no longer be heard and taken. So how is it that Yah Israel is the name of your nation if everybody got it on their lips, even your oppressors?
No, what's not popular? The name Yasharallah. The name Yasharal. That's what's not popular.
That's
Israel is though. And don't get it twisted. We are, hey man, there's levels to this. Right? You come into the truth, you know who you are, you know who the Almighty is, you know the things we gotta do, all right, then cool. You learn that, oh, we the Israelites, all right, cool. But this train don't stop. You understand what I'm saying? And so let's go back over the scripture again. Hear this message, the Almighty, all you who tremble at his word. It didn't say tremble at no JC. He didn't say tremble at no, and I don't care what you said. Oh, but he only spoke. No, he didn't, because JC always said it was told in the old time that this was said. But I tell you this. So he was speaking on his own account, right?
Look,
real quick,
people.
Don't forget,
real quick, Phineas, because hold on, real quick, because it even says right here, right? Look at the things that they scoff at, right? And this is what I love the Most High, bro, and how he dealt with the prophets, because they knew what we was going to be dealing with a long time ago. It says, let the Almighty be honored. They scoff at that. Be joyful in him. They scoff at that. But what did the Almighty say at that last line, Phineas? What did he say?
But they will be put to shame. And let me tell you right now, man, is the reason why I'm chosen to do this work that I do, man. You dig what I'm saying? Because I done really been through the fire. Hey, man, I took 9 bullets, bro, like 50 Cent, my nigga.
Hey,
I'm strong, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And at times I lost sight of that. I don't even give I don't give the credit. I don't give the Most High enough credit half the time because I'm still a man, and I still, even my wife be having to remind me, like, nigga, you know who you is. Right? My elder told me, brother, you gotta, brother, you know who you are?
Yeah,
My brother Zach told me.
I said it.
You dig what I'm saying? And so, hey, man, hey, I'm gonna uphold the Almighty Yah at all, man. This, civil war is at our doorstep. It ain't just black on white people, it's black on black too. It's those that want to be into idolatry versus those who want to love the Most High and serve Him solely and warn you wicked niggas.
Yep. And you know what? You know what they'll do to overshadow everything? They say, well, hey, when JC said in red, see, he actually spoke. Okay, listen. Who actually printed that text and put it in red? Have y'all ever thought about that?
Nope.
Somebody put it in red, so all of a sudden now that makes it more valid. When we gonna stop drinking the Kool-Aid? Man, I'm serious. This is so crazy. Listen, you know what? Me and some of my elders spoke before, and the thing is that we get more accomplished with people that don't even have an understanding of scripture versus the ones who think they know what they talking about.
Come on, elder, say that again.
You know, because they not drunk with religion and doctrine and beliefism. They dealing with reality, and y'all deals in reality, but we dealing in beliefism. And the same doctrine that y'all got from the oppressors that put your ancestors on the plantation, and you still following it. Yeah. And you will fight it tooth and nail against your brothers. And then you turn, I'm gonna say this, last thing I'm gonna say. Just because you changed the name from JC to Yeshua HaMashiach and you change the color from white to black, you can't polish a turd.
Thank you. It don't mean it's the same thing.
You can't polish a turd. It's the same thing.
That's what my brother Bez, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to GOZ when we was at camp yesterday, man, outside. That's what he was bringing out. He's like, it don't matter. You guys try to, it doesn't matter if he's white, black, whatever. It's the same thing. They literally,
first off,
they put an afro. They put an afro on him. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. And things that he changes.
Before we go to this next clip, I want to deal with this, please. Just bring up Revelations for me real quick. Chapter 1. Let's just deal with it real quick, bro.
Yeah, and we don't want to get sidetracked. We're gonna be a little bit longer with this one today, y'all. The spirit's kind of on us right now.
Just real quick before we go to this next clip, bro.
All right, Revelation what?
Revelation 1. You already know what I want,
man.
Yeah.
14, 15. All right, man. 1 and 14. All right, look at this, y'all. This is the book of Revelation 1 and 14 in the New Testament. It says, his head and his hair were white like wool.
Stop. Now look at my head.
I look like you too, bro.
Now, whatever your color, I want to cuss so bad. Whatever the color of your head is, typically the rest of your body's that same color, right?
Right.
Reading is fundamental, people.
Oh, brother. That brother put that Mr. Potato head close to the screen.
Hey, look. If they missing the point, what he's saying is he's saying his head is white and his hair white.
Thank you. It said his head and his hair. White as what?
White like wool and white as snow.
And his eyes were like what?
Fire.
And his eyes were like flames of fire.
Now this ain't nothing to be. Now this is easy. Now have you ever seen anybody with eyes with flame of fire?
I only see it in movies.
This is be 100. You only see that in movies. And then those that got eyes with flame of fire, what are they?
Like some type of soup.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, look, and
that's
white,
true, bro.
White skin white hair with red eyes.
Right.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Right.
And his feet were what?
And his feet were like polished bronze, refined in a furnace, as if it burned in a furnace.
Now they're gonna try to say, see, his feet was no. Look at here, man. Have you ever seen a white person with some dirty ass feet? I'm not even trying to be funny, y'all. I'm not even trying to be funny. Don't it look just like that?
Yep.
Yep. Hey, you know, hey, you know what? And I know we gonna go to our topic, but I got the last thing I just want to say. I don't want y'all to, we're not going to the scriptures. This is gonna be a part of our podcast. We did overturn all these stones. But contrary to popular belief, family, I always hear people say Esau is white. Now I'm gonna have to ask y'all a fundamental question, brothers and sisters.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Wait, hold on, wait. We gonna see. Go ahead.
I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
Did Yaakov and Esau have the same mother and father?
They did, Elder.
And were they twins?
Yeah.
They were
no,
twins.
Hold on, wait, Elder. I gotta, just for some content. Twins, that's a term that we get right from the oppressor, right? That says, okay, that's a term they came up with to say that, okay, there's two babies in the womb, but it clearly does say two different nationalities of people.
Now let's deal with this. Yes, but nationality of people don't have nothing to do with your ethnicity, and I'm gonna break this down. So you have Shem. We are Shemitic by bloodline. Was Esau Shemitic?
Yeah.
We were Hebrew by ethnicity. Was Esau Hebrew?
Yep.
Now, we Yasharalite because of our nationality. So there are two different nations, but the nation is contributed to the covenant that Yah made and not a physicality per se, but he put it on a particular people that had the same bloodline, same ethnicity. Esau had the same bloodline, same ethnicity, but established he wasn't part of Yasharallah, but he was his brother. Now, and then when we look at Esau today, how can, when they say Ashkenazi, Khazarian, Sephardic, all these people, how can they be that out of Japhet or Yaphet and be Esau?
Because this is my argument. Because in First Maccabees chapter 1, it says that that Alexander the Great
was come on, man. It just said he
wait,
was
let
king.
me finish.
Go ahead. All right, my bad.
Let me finish. Right. It says he was a Macedonian, right? And then the Macedonians are related to Edomites. And also when you see in Esther, right, is dealing with Haman, right? Haman was an Agagite, right? He came from Agag, which King Agag that Saul was supposed to kill was clearly an Edomite.
Now let me and I got your point, but I want to bring it down to today so our people can understand this. What city and state were you born in?
I was born in Oakland, East Oakland, California.
Was any white people born in East Oakland, California?
Yeah.
Was there any Mexicans born in East Oakland, California?
Hell yeah, they take over. They took over Oakland.
It might even be some Chinese people that was born in East Oakland, California.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of Chinese gangs down there too.
So by virtue of your birth in the city that you lived in, y'all all Californians and y'all all from East Oakland, but y'all don't carry the same blood, y'all don't carry the same ethnicity, and y'all not the same nation of people.
So what do you do, Elder, real quick, about Genesis? Hey y'all, this is a pot. Let the truth be told, right? Hey, this is what we doing.
Right.
This
is why we having this. This is why we have.
What do you do about Genesis 36, I believe, where it says that Esau is Edom, right? And that he's from Mount Seir.
Well, Esau is the person, but Edom is the land that he dwelt in.
Right.
So just like Yasharallah is the person, But what land did he dwell in? He dwelled in a Hamitic land. Did that make him a Hamite? No. He lived in a Hamitic land that the Almighty gave by covenant to their forefather Abraham. The land of
I look at it like Esau is either the so-called white man, and if he's not the so-called white man, he's the seed of the serpent.
Well, here's the thing: if he's the seed of a serpent, then Yaakov got to be the seed of the serpent too, because they carry the same mother and father.
I mean, like the seed of like Satan, like you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you said, but we talking about literal physical people that people say.
You can't disregard who the mother and the father is. You just can't do it.
you got white people that we call Esau, okay, which physically did not come out of Abraham, did not come out of Isaac, and did not come out of Yaakov, but we calling them Esau. How can we do that?
Well, okay, so Malachi, right, chapter 1, right, verses 3 through 4, right, where it says that we shall call them the border of wickedness, right, and then also in Obadiah, right, chapter 1, verse 18, right, are you saying that when it says in Obadiah 1 and 18 that Jacob, right, shall be, talk about the Israelites shall be a flame, right, and that we shall kindle and devour the house of Esau, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Most High has spoken.
Has
that happened yet? Has that happened
yet? That has happened.
So you will have to prove that.
I'm gonna prove this to you real quick. I don't even gotta go to scripture.
All right.
Who do you know on the earth claim to be Esau?
There's some white people that say they're Esau now.
I ain't never seen nobody's claim to be Esau claim to say that they were Esau, and white people can't be Esau because they physically don't come out that lineage. And if they claim to be Esau, that's just like they claim to be Yasharalites.
Okay.
Because they lineage, look at it like this. The Sephardic Jews come from where? Spain. Right? The Ashkenazi Jew is German. Right. The Khazarian Jews are from Russia. The Karaite Jews is a certain sect of those same kind of Jews. What is their bloodline and ethnicity, despite what they say? Because they call themselves Jews. They can have that term. They are Jews. But because we ain't Jews either. We Yasharala. We Yahudim. That's a whole nother thing. But they're claiming that based upon beliefism and all that. Because look at what does the term Semitic mean? Not Shemitic. We talked about that in the last show, one of our other shows. It's if you speak one of these languages.
Speak.
Right?
Yeah.
The thing is, we can pull out all the scriptures. Physically, it cannot be proven that a white person is Esau. We say that arbitrarily because that has been a camp doctrine. And that has been something that has been embedded in our whole function. So when we go read something, we're going to draw on the same thing that we had before and not seeing an apple for an apple. You got apples and oranges. Esau and Yaakov are apples. They, although in two different nations, does not take away the different bloodline and different ethnicity. Now, that's like this. Are all Shemitic people Hebrew?
You said are all what?
Are all Shemitic people Hebrew?
So Hebrew is just a language.
But the term Hebrew was first given to Abraham because
Abraham, right,
dwelt in the land of Ibri, which is in Canaan. And so the land, normally that word Hebrew draws into the landmass that he was nomadic in. So that covered his ethnicity, his practice, what he practiced in the land, and how when he lived in Ibri. But when you have the when you're dealing with Shemitic is dealing with the bloodline. Hebrew is dealing with the ethnicity and the land that was given, right? So when you talk about Shemitic people, did Shem have, how many children did Shem have? He had a whole lot He had a whole lot of children. Was all his children Shemitic? Yes. Was Lot Shemitic? Yes. We had a whole lot of Shemitic people. But then the descendants of Abraham are the only ones to be named Hebrew. We agree with that, right?
Yes.
So if you're not a descendant of Abraham, you're not Hebrew. Now, show me where any Ashkenazi, any Khazarian, any of them that come out of the bloodline of Abraham physically, they can claim all they want to, but physically come out of them, none of them do.
Yeah,
So,
none of them. No, we see that in Genesis 10. No, I understand that.
yeah, but
right?
And as we going down to the point though, now we're gonna get to the nation. So Abraham had Isaac and Yaakov, right? The nation of Yasharallah got established through to Yaakov, right? And not with Esau, not with Isaac. That means that the nation was Abraham Yasharallah? No. Was Isaac Yasharallah? No. Was Ishmael Yasharallah? No. Was Esau Yasharallah? No. Only the descendants of Yaakov is Yasharallah. And so, but Esau still carried the same blood and still carried the same ethnicity, but a different nation. A different set of laws.
So why? So you would have to prove, right, when it's, and this could be another episode too, right? We should do this another episode, but you would have to prove in Genesis 25, right, dealing with the word red, that, you know what I'm saying, that it's not referring, that it's referring to an actual, you know what I'm saying, melanated type of skin tone. Because
bro,
he's the only one that you see.
Stop. We're not gonna continue this. I'm gonna date it right now. It's easy, bro. It first off, it's
so
what we
you
read.
can get it, but you gotta prove. You gotta prove scripture.
Let me finish. Let me finish, bro. We're getting off topic. This we're getting way off topic. But let's go ahead and end this. That's easy. So red, that's what we read, right? That's what it says in there. But it's actually ready. Now, what is ready? What is the definition of ready?
Let's get it. Hold on, let's pull it. I like to actually see it for myself. So let's pull it.
But that's what I'm saying. We're going way off topic than what we're supposed to be talking about, bro.
It's okay. Well, we got time. We got time. We already on this. You know what I'm saying? We already on this.
Can I just say I actually think it's related, because I think the best evidence that Zamron should focus on is that judgment of the end of the world is Esau's kingdom. It's Edom, right? You see that in a number of places. Isaiah 63, right? You see that you see it with 4 Ezra 6:9. Esau is the end of this world. Jacob is the beginning of the next. And so those prophecies haven't been fulfilled. And I feel that light that I've been saying, trying to say that it was fulfilled last year, is the beginning of that judgment on Esau, Edom, right? It's the nation that did these things, right? So all we have to look at is, where is the captivity, right? Where is the captivity, the final captivity that was promised in Deuteronomy 28:68? Because that's the nation that's judged in Genesis 15:14, right? And when you say that nobody says that they're Esau anymore, that's just because they say it very subtly. And let me show you, right? There's a lot of truth in the new toilet, right? Let's go to Revelation 13:18. Everyone's favorite verse, right?
Hold on. Do you believe in the New Testament? Do you follow the New Testament?
No.
Okay,
No. I call it a new toilet. I call it a new toilet.
Okay, all right, good. I was making sure.
Yeah.
Right, real quick. Let me go there real quick.
But look at that verse though, because look at that verse. They're telling you who they are, right? It says here's
what, brother?
13:18. 13:18.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
It's a famous verse. Everyone wants to tell you what it means. This is Satan. Satan. See, no, brother. No, listen. Here is wisdom, right? Here is wisdom. Let one who has understand count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and that number is 666. So let me retell it to you. Here is wisdom. Let him who have understanding count the number of Edom, the beast. It is the number of a man, Esau, and that number is 36, because when you go to Genesis 36, it's all about his lineage, Esau, Edom.
So what do you mean? What do you mean by that? So you're saying that here in Revelation 13 and 18,
They're
that when it
telling you
says that the number of the man is that this man is Esau, and
Esau.
that you're
It doesn't
okay.
say Esau. It doesn't
It
say.
doesn't.
I know, but the number 36. So go to Genesis 36. That entire chapter,
All right. 1
666.
second.
That
Yep.
entire chapter is Edomite lineage. Esau,
Why?
Edom.
How are you connecting 36 to this?
That's 36.
That's fine.
666, 36.
Oh, okay, I see where you're at. I see where you're at. Now, that's just kind of if you're just dealing with numerology, you will have to prove numerology
Yeah.
What do
actually
you mean?
in the Torah
It's
and the Tanakh.
Esau. Esau's the man. Edom is the beast. Edom is the nation.
Here's the
No,
issue.
I agree with you. Hold on, real quick. I agree with you personally, right? That you know what I'm saying. Me, I do believe that Esau is the progenitor of the Caucasian race. I don't believe that every single so-called Caucasian walking on Earth today is Esau due to the mixing of blood.
No, I agree with that.
But I do believe, right, that the progenitor is the Caucasian race, where the elder, right, and also my brother Phineas disagrees, which is where we're trying to substantiate, you know what I'm saying, the difference.
And here's the issue. Here's the issue. In literal bloodline descendancy, if we saying Esau, let's understand what we're saying. If we're saying Esau is a particular set of white people, then we are saying that they are Hebrew. We are saying that they are Shemitic. We are saying that same thing if we do say that. Now,
yeah, of course.
But here's the thing. If you go to a Sephardic Jew, you go to an Ashkenazi Jew, they will tell you that their descendancy is Polish or is this or is that. How can it be out of Yafet physically, but then turn around and be out of Shem and out of Abraham physically as well?
Well, I don't think it's those people. I don't think Esau's those people.
So that's what I'm saying is Esau, these people that are calling themselves Jews, saying they Jew. First of all, let's
Ashkenazi, Japheth,
and they're not, and they Ashkenazi, Khazarian, Sephardic, and they're not Esau.
Different, yeah.
They're not Esau. Because they come out of different bloodline. It's physically impossible. It's physically impossible for them to be out of that bloodline of being out of Abraham's bloodline and be Ashkenazi. They can't be. It's not possible.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I believe Edom is here. Edom is here.
So my point is let's define some things. You just said you agree with that. So that means that the people that say that they Sephardic, they say they Ashkenazi, Khazarian, Karaite Jews are not Edom, and they're not Edom. They're not
correct.
Esau.
Correct.
They're not.
I agree with you.
But my point is that our people often label them as such, and that's incorrect.
Yeah. No, I focus on the nation that does the final captivity.
Right.
Because think about the blessing to Esau in Genesis 27, where he says you will rebel, Esau will rebel, right, at the end, and tear the yoke of Jacob off of him, right? And then think about what the Most High says to Jacob at the end in Jeremiah 30 verse 7, right, where he tears the yoke, right? And I feel that's the final captivity. And as Brother Zamron said, that judgment of Esau, Malachi 1:4, Amos 1:11, it hasn't been fulfilled yet. It's the judgment for the 400 years that was promised to Abraham. It's the final judgment.
Well, here again, when we looking at, let's look at it like this. We already just agreed that the Sephardic Jew, the Ashkenazi Jew, all of these are not Esau.
Correct.
But who is in control of the earth today? The Ashkenazi Jew, the Sephardic Jew, all these ones that call themselves Jews, they're in control of the United States, and that's not Esau.
Can I just give you a different perspective on that? As someone so my background is I was born in Iran. My mom's side is Sephardic Jew. My dad's side is Muslim. My wife is Ashkenazi Jew, though, right? And so what I would say is I think there's an interest in making people believe that because it's one of the best ways to get people to hate the Most High and His Torah. Like if you look at that conflict over there, right? That causes a lot of people to have a lot of hatred towards the Most High and His Torah, right? And
Right.
so I would just say I agree with what you're saying, but I think we have to look at it from the perspective of there's the two most important things for an Israelite in captivity is the direction of Jerusalem and the day of the Sabbath.
Well,
Would you agree with that? Would you agree with that?
here's some other issues. That's a whole nother hornet's
But I'm
nest.
saying those are important though, right? You would agree?
Well, here's the thing. Let me clarify what you said. Repeat what you said first, because I'm gonna deal with each one.
I said that the two most important things for an Israelite in captivity are the location of Israel, the Jerusalem, and the day of the Sabbath.
Okay. Now you said two important things for an Israelite. And that's one of the things that we talk about on here. That whole name, Ish, Ra, and El, is a whole op in itself. That was
Okay.
not the name. First of
Sure.
all, that's
Yasharel. Sorry. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Now, the direction of our city, yes, Yerushalayim, is important in prayer, as King Shlomo did his prayer and the Almighty accepted it. Yes, that location, that direction is tantamount. Now, in reference to the actual scope and physical location of the whole nation and landmass today, that's a whole bigger discussion, because we've been painted with this idea of certain things, of where certain things are. And me being very astute in geography and mapping and things of that nature, and even how they what man uses in technology to tell you where something is all predicated based upon the paradigm they teach you today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've physically been over to I don't even call it Africa, I call it El Kibalan. I've been over there. I've seen it. I saw, I witnessed, I saw the ethnic draw. I saw the people who actually understood who we are. So that's a whole nother big discussion about actually physically where all of this stuff is, because even when you go to modern day Jerusalem, it's the biggest cesspool on the planet. You don't feel no spiritual nothing over there.
It's the lowest elevation of any place in the earth, right? It's like thinking about David says, he leads me by the still water. That requires alpine lakes, right? Mountains, right? There's nothing like that in that region.
Exactly.
But the one thing that I would say, so let me say this. So I would agree with you. So I want to go back to this idea of Isaiah 19:2, because I think you guys are correct. You guys are correct in terms of where we are in stream of time. But you have to look at Isaiah 19:1 first, which tells us that the Most High flies through the sky. That prophecy is repeated in Deuteronomy 33:26, Isaiah 9:2, and Psalm 68:4. Okay. And what I want to say, I believe that sign was fulfilled on the true Feast of Trumpets last September. And I'll share the videos and the clips of it. You can even watch the news clip on it and see what they say about it. Okay. But now notice.
Real quick. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother Jeremiah, right? Because we're seeing that this is going in a whole different direction, dealing with this topic. It always gets heated when Esau's mentioned. I do want to say that. But I want to hear what you have to say, bro. I'm not trying to interrupt you, right? I brought you on here because I thought maybe you wanted to chime in as far as, what we are talking about right now. But this wasn't the whole topic of this show. We are talking about the potential, right, civil war. We do have,
and that's what I want to focus on. Yeah, that's what I want to focus on. I don't want, but I want to show you why I feel you guys are right, because the Most High's timing is perfect, right?
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So you think think about it.
But you said September 10th, right, of last year, right?
Last year. Last year.
Do you have the information right now to show that?
Yeah. So if I send you this, I think you can play this, right? So
drop the link in the chat. I'll be able to see it.
So let me send you the first He
must have came off for a second as he's trying to drop it off. There he is.
Sorry, guys.
So if you just actually copy, okay, it's in the private chat. Okay, I see it. Got it. All right, 1 second. All right, I have this. All right, I have it pulled up. Let me get through this commercial and I'll play it. All right, here we go. 1 second. All right, so let's see what you're talking about. All right, so we have this right here.
Well, hold on. Maybe we can look at those verses first. So Isaiah 19:1, Deuteronomy
Okay.
33:26, right?
So Isaiah 19:1, the burden
Right
of
here.
Egypt, behold, the Most High rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Okay.
As the brother said, Deuteronomy 28:68, right? This place is Egypt, right? Let's
Right.
go to Deuteronomy 33:26.
All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 26. There is none like unto the God of Jeshurun, who rideth upon the heaven in thy help, and in his excellency on the sky.
Okay. Isaiah 9:2.
Okay, so your point on this one right here is that
Right here. We're going to watch this
Okay.
happen right now.
Okay.
This video is just going to show you this happen.
Got you. Isaiah 19:2 or 9:2?
9:2.
Okay, got you. All right, it says, the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them that hath the light shine.
Okay. Definitely not JC. Okay, we're going to watch it right now.
Right,
and
right,
then go to Psalm 68:4. Last one.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no problem. Psalm 68:4. It says, sing unto God, sing praises to his name, extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Jah or Yah, and rejoice before him.
All right, go ahead and play it.
All right, got you. So let's check this out. Let me select it. Let me go to it. Where was I at? Right here.
On the screen. And some of these videos were, this one I believe is from the Frederick area this morning.
Wow.
Actually,
let me rewind this. Here we go.
That was earlier this morning as SpaceX set up its newest commercial venture with 4 astronauts. The Polaris Dawn blasted off this morning just after 5 a.m. And this mission will test out the SpaceX Dragon Resilient spacecraft, conduct a commercial spacewalk, and demonstrate a Starlink satellite over its 5-day operation. And maybe you saw it this morning. Blast off about 5:23 this morning. And some folks actually saw what you're looking at right now on the screen. And some of these videos were, this one I believe is from the Frederick area this morning.
Wow.
Actually, this one was from Fairfax City. So I had another one from Frederick. Saw some pictures online right over the Capitol in DC.
It's really remarkable video.
Yeah, and honestly, and the contrast on some of them was really, really bright. So I'm kind of bummed. I was watching it launch this morning on a TV screen here, and I wish I would have looked up. Gone up to the rooftops.
I missed it too, Steve.
But I think to me it's pretty rare, Tuck, when something that launches from Florida that you could be see here.
It's astonishing. It's incredible. I had viewers send me messages. They were on the Beltway and saw how bright it was. So it's incredible.
I had to double check. I thought maybe did they launch it from Wallops, but no, this one came out of Florida.
Yeah, incredible. I don't know if it was in a lower orbit. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, pretty fascinating though.
It is.
Yeah, cool.
So are you saying that this video has a lot to do with as far as like the main sign that Civil War is on the brink? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that's the fulfillment of that sign. Okay.
That's Isaiah 19.
Isaiah 19:1. Okay, so now let's look what happens. Okay, you have Isaiah 19:2 tells you the Egyptians are going to go at each other's throat, right? And it continues though to 19:4. Let's read 19:4 and see what's going to come for us here.
All right, this is Isaiah 19:4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, says the Lord of hosts. Are you saying that this is Donald Trump?
Yes, and as it was in the past, so shall it be in the end. So we had Pharaoh in the past, right?
So the only thing that I would say is that a lot of this stuff has happened. You saying it has a multiple purpose?
Again, so when you say it has happened already, give me 1 second. Let's just go to Daniel 8:23.
Yeah, hold on real quick, because that's a great point, because you do know that also what Isaiah is actually prophesying right here is dealing with Alexander the Great.
No. See. Now you're going to go to stuff like history teaches us, right?
What,
So you
what,
got to
what,
think about. Let's just think about something real quick, brothers. The
Okay, go ahead.
Torah is all about what? It's all about the law, giving us the law, and then telling the story of the redemption of his people, the Exodus, correct?
yes, but so look, but here's the thing about setting the tone for when we're reading prophecy and we're reading
Okay.
the seers that the Almighty sent. It's one scripture I want you to go to, Zamran. Go to Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1 is going to give you the whole standard and basis, time frame, people, and location of what his prophecy was dealing with. And then we read the whole book of Isaiah and we read the Kings, Book of Kings, and Book of Chronicles. We can prove that a lot of this stuff has occurred. But go ahead, go to Isaiah chapter 1.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, the kings of Judah.
All right. So what this is saying, go scroll back up to that verse 1 so I can see it. It says the vision of Isaiah tells you who Isaiah's father was, another prophet. It says, which he saw concerning Yehuda, not Zebulun, not the tribe of Dan, not any other tribe, but concerning the tribe of Yehuda and Jerusalem, which is the location of this prophecy. And then it says, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, kings of Yehuda. So now he's giving you the people, the location, and the time period, all in the beginning. And this is the things that I like to discuss a lot of times, because when you read any book, and even in man's world, if you're going to learn addition, you're not going to go to chapter 6. You're going to start off at chapter 1, and it's going to teach you the foundation. You got to have a foundation first, because if you don't understand the foundation, then we start to misplace different things. Now,
Amen.
I'm not saying that all the way that there might not be some similarities to some of the things.
Right.
In order to give, just the truth be told, so in order to give the full disclaimer, we have to make sure that the listeners understand the foundation.
Okay,
No, that's a great
so
point.
I really appreciate that, but I want to look at this verse together. So I just want to make sure I clearly understand what your point is, because I agree, this is the vision of Isaiah, right? And he did see it concerning Judah and Jerusalem, right? But he saw the vision in the days of Uzziah and these people. This idea that this vision is limited to them is not how the Most High works. The Most High tells us in Isaiah 46, 9 and 10, you know I'm God because I tell you the end from the beginning. Now, Isaiah 19, 1 through 4 is clearly about Egypt. Just one second. Isaiah 19:4 is clearly talking about Egypt, and now you're telling me that no, it's not about Egypt, but rather it's about Alexander the Great and the Greeks.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Let me address that, Elder, real quick, brother. Real quick. This entire episode, brother, right, on Let the Truth Be Told, is dealing with the potential civil war. We are not denying, right, that there is a potential civil war coming here to America, where you're going to have nation going against nation, right? People going against people. That's not what we're denying, okay? What we're saying is that you can't just use Isaiah chapter 19, right, verses 1 through 2, and specifically just say that that scripture alone is dealing with Donald Trump and that was fulfilled.
I haven't said that. You haven't let me finish what I want to say.
Hold on,
you haven't even let me finish what I want to say.
All right, Salaki, it's real quick, because this, like I said, we can also set this up for next week.
No, but you don't understand. That's what I'm trying to say. It's exactly related to what you guys are saying, and I just want to show you that. And I understand what you're saying, but you just said that we're using 19:2 to talk about what's going on in America, and that implies that prophecy is Isaiah's talking about now, correct? He's talking about
because the scriptures are double according to Job Judges chapter 5 and 11, or Job 11 and 6, 1 to 2. It's Job 11 and 6. The scriptures are double. right?
There are
So
certain dual prophecies for sure.
Right.
yes. So this, so if
But my
so,
question to you
it's
here is
no
Isaiah is
problem.
speaking here. The
Uh-huh.
first
Let me go there.
Exodus, the first Egypt has already occurred, right? And we know Deuteronomy 28:68. We have that frame of reference, right? And I just want to show you guys because, and again, I think if you let me speak, and again, I understand I'm a nobody, right? Who am I?
No,
But
no, brother,
what did the brother say at
brother.
the beginning of this episode about the people that the Most High will send? I just want to show you something. I just want to show you something, and maybe you'll see what I'm saying, right? And look, you can't ignore that light. I sent another chat, okay? Please share that with your people. That's all the pictures and stuff that I could find about that light. Now, notice, you don't see spaceships launched out of Florida across all of the East Coast of America. Notice that even the newscast was startled. They said, it's strange for you to see that, right? And notice, where did they go? The light shined over the East Coast of America down to the Midwest, right? What does Isaiah 9:2 say? Okay, now, we know that the 400-year captivity that he promised to Abraham is here, right? You would assume that when it ends, it would be on the Feast of Trumpets, when it would be announced that it's time now, right? And you would see the fulfillment of this light, which now tells us that the nation that these things is going to be judged, right? And again, that is now going to be very similar to the first Exodus. We see that in Jeremiah 16:14, 16:15, right? We have direct references to the second Exodus, right? And now let's look at Daniel 8:23. Just real quick, brother. Let's just look at Daniel 8:23, and then I'll stop talking.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not trying to continue that.
See what I'm saying? Nobody wants to listen. And it's funny because at the beginning of this episode, he says they'll send people, and nobody will want to listen, right?
Nobody's trying to listen, brother.
Nobody will want to listen. You haven't let me say it,
brother. You've been on the show for almost 30 minutes now, brother.
Hey, what contact
that we're not
on a later
listening,
date, man?
you're the first person that we actually allowed to come up on this podcast, right? Is diabolical. This is clearly the first time you came to this podcast. You said that you agree with us as far as what we're bringing out, that there is a potential civil war, right? We brought out Isaiah chapter 19, verses 1 through 2. That was a verse that you posted in the chat. The first verse that we brought out.
100%.
Okay? Amen. Okay. Now, we use that verse to talk about, right, the potential civil war. Then you decided to come on here and say that no, okay. Then you were saying, okay, well, this was fulfilled in September, right, 10th of 2024. We brought you on here to see what you were talking about. We played your video, okay, which just showed, to be honest with you, right, Project Bluebeam, if you know anything about that, that's all that was, right? We played a video, right, of some of a potential aircraft, right, or a spaceship flying through the air. And then I asked you, brother, I said, okay, this video that you had me played and all these scriptures that you brought out, are you trying to say that this video was the sign, right, to back up your claim that Isaiah 19 verses 2 was fulfilled in the year of 2024? Because
no, that's not what I said. That's not what I'm saying, though. See, you're not letting me. You're not. I know, but listen to what I'm saying. I said 19:2. Yes, because this is. So what's happening right now is if the 400 years promised to Abraham in Genesis 15:13 have been fulfilled, that would mean part 2 of that prophecy now kicks off, which is Genesis 15:14. The nation that did these things will be judged. And what I'm saying to you, part of that judgment is Isaiah 9:2. They're going to go at each other's throats. Part of that judgment is the king of fierce countenance, Isaiah 19:4, who's going to turn his attention on the children of Israel. You're already seeing that. Look at DC. Right. Look at Memphis. Look at New Orleans.
So where do you disagree?
I'm saying you guys are saying this prophecy, this king of fierce countenance is not Donald Trump. And I'm saying to you, if we go to Daniel 8:23, we're going to see these are the same prophecies. They're the same prophecies. If you just look at Daniel 8:23.
Ron, let me deal with you. First of all, brother, let me just say this to you. We brought you on. We were going to bring you on after, but we brought you on the show. But the thing that we do have to do is control. We're ordering the audience. We're following. We have a particular script that we are doing right now. Now we allowed you to say certain things, but we can't allow you to hijack the show. So what we're going to do is so what I'm saying is this: we do not disagree. I do not disagree about Donald Trump. I believe that the Almighty put Donald Trump in office to take down America.
Exodus 9:16. Exodus 9:16. Amen.
let me so we don't have an issue with that. We originally started off talking about Esau, then we jumped into this, and then like when I asked you certain questions about that, then you had to agree with me on those things. So now we are, you know, now we do want to get back into the Civil War, which we all agree that there's a civil war ensuing. So we understand your point. We understand your point. We understand what you're saying. Yes, Donald Trump was put in position. These things are coming down, period.
Okay, and I'm going to leave right now. I'm going to leave the show right now. I promise, brother. And I really appreciate your time. I can't tell you how many people I've tried to get to listen to me since last year, right? I really, really appreciate your time. I just want to look at Daniel 8:23.
Okay, I got you, bro. I got you. Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 8. All right. Verse 23. Verse 23. This is, and it says, and in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up.
Okay. In the latter time of their kingdom, that kingdom being Esau, Edom. The kingdom that's judged in Isaiah 63, that we're told about in Malachi 1:4, that Zamron said. That's what my point. See, this is the proof that I want to bring. The best proof that Zamron brought is that these judgments on Esau have not been fulfilled yet. And notice, think about it, when the transgressors have come to the full. Think about what the Most High said about the Amorites. The iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. So this idea of what he's saying here is let the Edomites finish the captivity that I foretold in Genesis 28:68. Let them finish that. Let them bring their iniquity full, and then the judgment is going to start. And if you continue, this king stands up against the Prince of Princes, which is going to be the person leading the second Exodus. And that's all I wanted to say. And so it's all the same timeline.
Okay, you got it out. So you said what you said. My point is this: in order to follow what you're saying correctly, one thing that we don't do is just spot read on here.
100%.
I would have to go all the way back up to verse 1, which is going to establish.
And I'm not here to convince anyone, and I'm not the source of truth.
Listen. I heard you out. I need you to listen to me. We had to establish who Esau is. If this was Esau, trust and believe that Daniel would say that. Matter of fact, Esau didn't even Esau at this point in time was already away. Yasharallah was in captivity. You know, Esau was already getting done in how he was getting done in, because if we go read all the prophets about Esau, the Almighty said that, you know, so again,
4 Ezra 6:9. Do you believe that verse? Do you believe 2nd Ezra's?
First, before we even could go to 2nd Ezra's, we have to properly put this in place. And we would have to go up to verse 1 and read it all the way down in order to substantiate that.
And again, all I want to say, brother, all I wanted to do is leave you guys with these verses because you're talking about this subject, and we see this king of fierce countenance bubbling up. We see the time of Jacob's trouble. And obviously, I'm not going to convince you. I just want to leave you with this stuff. I want to leave you with the evidence of what I believe. So when you say it's Project Bluebeam, brother, that's not Project Bluebeam. Like, I don't know what you guys think about the shape of the earth, but the scriptures are very clear. So what Elon Musk is doing is obviously designed for a deception. And so clearly they've had launches that look very similar to that, right? But if you notice, the difference is they all have a tail. This didn't have a tail. It just appears in the sky and comes, right? I'm just saying, just look at the verses and ponder these things.
We heard everything you said. We heard everything.
I appreciate it. And I really appreciate your time, brothers. Bless you.
Okay.
And what we can do, you know what I'm saying? I hit you up, Jeremiah, you know what I'm saying? If you want to discuss, you know what I'm saying? You want to discuss with the elder, you know what I'm saying? Or
I would love to. I would love to show you, because the one thing.
Hold on real quick. Let me finish. Who Esau is, right? I can set that up, you know what I'm saying? So that you can discuss, you know what I'm saying, a couple of weeks from now. So
I really appreciate,
you know it's in order.
I would really appreciate that opportunity. And the one thing I would say, when you say Daniel would have said it was Esau, don't forget Proverbs 25:2, brother. It's the glory of the Most High to conceal his word, but it's
I
the honor of
understand
kings
that,
to search
brother.
it out. Brother,
I
the
understand
translations tell us that the Most High anointed a pagan king. And I'm speaking as an
Listen,
Iranian man.
who is
Cyrus
looking
the Great,
right?
deception.
But
That's a
listen,
I
deception,
don't
brother.
even
That
know.
man was never
That was my
anointed.
thing. I can't
But
even.
I don't again. I want to go on a side topic. Let's meet up. I'll reach out.
Say, hey, Jeremiah, you Iranian?
I'm Iranian, yeah. And there's no
That's what's
way the
up.
Most High
I wanna-
anointed Cyrus the Great. It's impossible. Those verses should say David. They're
I-
forward
I-
prophecies.
Hey, Jeremiah,
That's a
hit
whole
me up.
other-
Jeremiah, drop your
I will.
email
I will.
in
I will.
that private chat real quick, and
All
then
right.
I'm gonna email you, bro. We can set up a conversation between me and you. You know what I'm saying? On
I
my
appreciate your
platform too as
time,
well,
brother.
you know what
I
I'm saying,
really
later on.
appreciate it, guys. Bless you guys. Bless you, brothers.
All
I'm gonna
right.
see you soon. Second exit is coming. Hallelujah.
Hold on. Did you drop that? Hold on.
I'm doing it right
drop
now.
that
I'm sending it
email.
right now. I just sent it.
All right, I see it. All right,
All right. Bless you guys. Bless you. All right.
All right, man. Vinny is mad, y'all.
Well, I mean, I didn't I didn't know he was coming in, but the thing is that listen, when we deal with scripture, again, we do not spot read scripture like that. That's the same thing they do with the new book teaching, and that's why they misunderstand everything also. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't do that. I mean, you can do that if that's what you choose to do, but that's not wisdom, that's not knowledge, and that's not understanding, and that's not discretion. If you take and do that, then you're manipulating knowledge to fit your paradigm. You want that to be that. Here's the thing.
Real quick, I gotta say this for those who's watching, right? This is Let the Truth Be Told podcast, but the way I am, right? Us three brothers that's doing this podcast right now, we may not have the same breakdowns, right, when it comes to certain scriptures, but one thing that us three brothers that we agree upon, right, is that we are called, right, through the name of salvation of Yasharallah, and that we are supposed to serve the Most High and Him alone, right, and that this is about an ethnicity, a nationality, right, and heritage, and not a religion. So it's okay if you see me disagree with the elder, right, or Phineas disagree with me, or Phineas disagree with the elder, or the elder disagree with us on certain matters, because we're showing y'all, right, that it's okay to have different disagreements or to have different opinions. But one thing that is in common is that we got to serve the Most High and Him alone, right, and that we can't do anything as a nation without the Most High in the center of it. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Right.
Y'all may see more. Y'all may see more of that type of stuff that may pop up at this podcast. We don't sugarcoat nothing.
And at the end of the day, you know, and we can always get on that Esau thing with amongst ourselves. I
want to talk to you about that.
And trust me, I am willing, because trust me, I done heard it all. I done read. We'll talk about that. That's another show. But you know that, like I said, when I asked him certain questions, even about that, he had to back up. You know, so we'll get on that at another time. Phineas, where you at, brother?
Phineas bad, yo.
Your phone on mute. Your phone on mute.
On mute, bro. Hold on. Try it again. Yeah, it's on your end because I can't even control it, King. Unmute your mic.
That little red mute button.
Hold on. Hey, he's gonna come back in. He's gonna come back in. While we're waiting for him to come back in, let's play this video real quick.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see what you got to say about this. This is a video that Phineas sent too. I'm pretty sure you guys seen this, but this erupted. This was a certain. It was a black man who came in a crowd of a bunch of angry white people, following the Charlie Kirk death, and these white people jumped him. Check this out. So, I mean, this is gonna turn up at an all-time high. We're gonna see more of this. You understand? And that's something that we gotta realize. And it's funny how that this was on Instagram and all the social media sites. But if we were to post something like this personally, Elder, like if we were there and actually was recording with our phone and actually posted it ourselves, we would get flagged for this because
Yeah.
it's provoking violence. But yet, it's these social media sites that are literally provoking this stuff by sending this stuff out to try to provoke a civil war. What do you think?
And here's the other thing with that. Did you ever see the face of the person that they were doing that to?
You said what?
Did you ever?
No.
You
That's
can't.
I've searched like 4 or 5 different other sources to try to see different angles, right? You can kind of see it. I can tell it's a black dude, right? It was a guy, and we'll watch this again because he's in a white shirt. He's got a bag on him. He's got like a backpack on him. Okay, I'm gonna play this again and see if you can pay attention. See if you can see. He's about right. He's on the ground. He's right there. He's right there. Right there. Right there. That's him. Now he's on the ground. All right. Well, now he's back over here. There he is, right there, swinging. It's like 109.
Now pause this for a second.
Yep.
Now, here's my issue with that. You telling me that there's one black man in the midst of all of these people for what purpose?
That's a good point. Looks like a crisis actor sent up there to
Yeah,
cause commotion.
Right. Because they want to ensue a civil war. They want it to be white on white, black on black, black on white, white on black. They trying to ensue something. That's why the Donald Trump has put forward the National Guard to be in whatever city that he proclaimed. He just recently came, well, not Donald Trump, but the vice president came to Howell, Michigan, which is one of the most racist city in Michigan at one point in time, the home of the KKK here in Michigan, and said that, look, if y'all want the National Guard here in Michigan, in Detroit, let us know.
Right, exactly.
So all of these are chess pieces. You know, they playing chess right now. They putting their pawns out there. They creating this scenario, that scenario, and the question has to be asked: why do they want a civil war? And I'm gonna tell you why. The United States is downgraded in its credit structure. It is very fearful of Russia, China, and Indian conglomeration coming together, which would be a much more powerful force. So in order to set the tables back, you got to have chaos. If you go study the art of war, if you go study the World War I, World War II in the United States, all of this stuff was done because of financial reasons, not because of any moral issue. It was because of finance. And we here again at the cusp of a financial breakdown. So by any means necessary, a war got to start somewhere.
Right. Yeah, you got a point. And that's a great point. I'm going to bring the scripture out real quick just to back up what you said. Because remember, guys, that the Most High is the one that's dealing with all this. This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Right? So right now, you have our people, as you see in Joel chapter 3 right here, where not just our people, but also, right, all nations, they're actually beating their plowshares into swords, okay? So this has to happen first, to where the everyday normal life of a man is going from, when he wakes up and goes to work and things of that nature, gets his paycheck. Now it's going to be a shift to where the normal life of a man is going to wake up into being ready to go on the war, into survival mode, how to survive throughout that day, not only for himself, but his family, because this is what civil war brings. And once this happens, right, then you're going to see a shift to where the Israelites, Yasharallah, right, the true name, right, are going to be put in their rightful place to where these other nations are not going to lift up a sword, and it's going to go back to how it used to be, to where we're going to have these other nations, right, as servants, right, and also the remnant of Yasharallah, who serve in the Most High and the Most High only, live in peace.
Absolutely.
So these things have to happen. They have to happen. There's another one real quick. Micah 4:3. And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. A nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So before we see the ending of war, right, or civil war, that actually has to happen first in order for it to come to an end. It has to start, right?
Yeah, the start of it has to happen before the end comes. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
For sure.
I got my brother back on. We got him back on. Right in time, too, because I want to play this video. Right?
Okay, cool. Technical difficulties, man.
Oh, it's okay, brother. We in the spirit. We on here for a little bit longer. Appreciate y'all. We got 17 in the chat. Make sure you guys hit the like, right, and the share. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ricky Fontaine, right? Shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying, for being up on here. Julian Vibes, right? Appreciate you for vibing with us. You know what I'm saying? Right? Shout out, you know what I'm saying, to our elder sister Hadora, right? Yisrael. We love you, sister. All praise to the Most High. Major shout out, right, to Gates of Zion, my brothers. All praise to the Most High. Shout out also to Lamad Lakim, right? And how much I don't want to miss anybody, right? Chakma, right? Yasharala, right? All praise to the Most High, right? Appreciate you, right? My brother Aaron Jesharon, right? Aaron Jesharon, right? Along, you know what I'm saying, with my brother, you know what I'm saying, Hurt 2.0. I appreciate y'all for being up on here. All praise to the Most High, and everybody else. If I missed y'all, I love y'all, right? Now, there's a couple more videos I want to play, right? Before we get to this crazy video. This is another video that Phineas has shared. Some of y'all may have seen this already. Check this out.
Rockdale County parents say they need answers after their children found segregation signs posted at water fountains and inside the cafeteria. Channel 2's Audrey Washington is live in Conyers tonight with reaction also from the school district.
Right, and the principal said this all started as a history lesson, but the parents said the signs should have been never posted anywhere around the school. The signs were posted above water fountains and cafeterias, and the signs also said things like white only and also colored only. He said one was written in black and one was written in, I think he said a gray marker. They don't have a picture of the signs, but some Honey Creek Elementary parents say their kids told them exactly what they saw here inside a school a few days ago. Signs above the water fountains and in the cafeteria that said white only and colored only. School district spokesperson tells me the signs were a part of a history lesson about Ruby Bridges, the first Black child to desegregate an all-white public school in the South. Still, that didn't extinguish the firestorm. A group of parents voiced their disappointment about the signs on social media and at a school board meeting. Wednesday, I spoke with one parent who asked I not show her face for this report. She says because she spoke out against the signs, she now fears retaliation. To limit as much backlash I can. Wednesday morning, the school principal sent a message to parents that read in part, quote, in this instance, the teacher did not adhere to the approved resources or recommended lessons provided by the district. While we do not believe there was any ill intent, the activity was not included in the teacher's submitted lesson plan and was not approved by school administrators. My son was over a fountain drinking and ridiculed because there was a coloreds only sign above, and he was made fun of. Could be does not inflict trauma on children. And the school spokesperson told me that this incident is now under investigation and that the appropriate action has been taken. And we are live.
Rockdale.
Woo, Phineas, what you got to say about that? I know my brother got something.
There you go. He got his phone off now. Phineas, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Phineas is looking at his phone like one of them old grandmas, like.
Right, with the big button.
It's again, our people don't realize, you know, just because people are not out right now with guns in crowd shooting right now, that does not mean that civil war has not already started.
Right. And here's the thing. When you got to be careful with what the media, what do you call it? The media puts out there.
Propaganda.
Syndicated media. They control, family. Listen, all syndicated media is controlled.
Right.
And here's one evidence that shows you that. What just happened to what's his name? Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
Canceled.
He got canceled. He got canceled.
Wait, are you serious?
He got canceled. Yes, he got canceled.
Indefinitely. His show will never come back.
He got canceled.
Lying, bro.
No, because he said something against the Charlie Kirk, and Trump administration called the network.
Oh my!
And he got canceled. Right.
You're right.
So this is what I'm saying. What we have to be careful with media, because people that's going to speak the truth is going to be cut off. And again, this goes back to the conversation about Trump and his position in day and time. Yes, do I believe he in position to take down America? Absolutely, everything he's doing. And listen, I'm not fighting against it. I got my popcorn sitting back and eating it and watching it. My concern is for my people, Yaakov, to stand up and be Yasharala and stop being black, African American, all this stuff, and buying and everything that's on that we eating every day and in our brains. And that's why we brainwash with religion, doctrine, beliefism, campism, messiahism, whatever isms and schisms we brainwash with all of this stuff today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, and I see that. I don't know if I pulled it up. You guys were right on the money.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel suspended indefinitely over Charlie Kirk comments. Wow.
Yep.
They're not playing. And they're really trying to push, the Civil War. And so what y'all got to realize is that the days like where they say that we have freedom of speech, yeah, we have freedom of speech, but there is no freedom of consequences, okay? And
right.
That's what we got to realize. And that's why it's important for us, right, as a nation, to focus on our nation and what we got to do. Because right now, they are bringing back segregation. Civil War means bringing back segregation, okay?
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure.
Well, wait a minute.
Right, as segregation is coming back, that we're segregated. Yeah, go ahead, bro. What'd you say?
Finish.
There are whites only signs here in Missouri right now.
Really?
Yes.
But like by where? Like restaurants? Oh, we lost him. I wanted to hear that.
But you know what? When he come back, we'll have him jump back in. But what I was going to say was, in reality, segregation really never left. It just was hidden. And here's the issue. I don't have a problem with segregation. We should be with each other. It's just how they go about doing it. They say whites only, this and that. The problem is we trying to be included with whites only. That's the problem. That's the problem. This is why J. Edgar Hoover said, by any means necessary, we must stop the rise of the Black Messiah, the Black Mashiach, the nation, because the nation of Yahudah, those that Yah pricked to speak, are going to be strong and of good courage and fear not and stand. Everybody that has stood like that, they took them out. Are y'all afraid to stand, or y'all gonna still play living room Israelite, Yasharalites, or whatever you're doing, playing religion or whatever? Are you gonna stop fighting each other over doctrine and religion, and then deal with this issue that we have? But in order to deal with this issue that we have to come together as a people under the common ground, and we all know that it's the Most High Almighty that established our nation, and that's the way we be standing with. Until we do that, we're gonna succumb to everything they putting out there.
That's right. And shout out to Jeremiah Yahoo. You know what I'm saying? My I think he said he was my Iranian brother. You know what I'm saying? Who hopped up on here today? All praise to the Most High. Right. And shout out to Jay Pina. Right. The the member of, you know what I'm saying, of the Zam Pack channel. Appreciate you, sister. All praise in the Most High. So real quick, right? I'm gonna play this other video, and then we're gonna get into this real controversial one. This is another one that was sent, right? Check this out.
All right. So there's two bills being voted on Monday. Pretty insane. This one is called the IGO Anti-Boycott Act. And basically what it consists of is if you engage in BDS sort of stuff, which is, boycotting Israel, things like that, speaking out against Israel, that you could face fines up to $1 million and 20 years in prison. You can see for Americans participating in boycotts of Israel or its settlements. These boycotts are endorsed by international bodies like the UN or the EU. Yeah, this is totally un-American. Also, there's another one being done by Brian Mast. He's the guy who served in the IOF, who's a congressman, that basically says that the government can take away your passport if you speak ill against Israel. Our Congress is bought and paid for by Israel. This is truly pathetic. The world needs to wake up and stop this nonsense. Like, people on both the left and right should be against this, all right? This is bigger. This is not about left versus right. I know right now they're trying to have a race war, a culture war, but this is all distraction. Let's remember, this is about the billionaires, the rich, the Zionists versus everyone else. So stay strong.
So he's saying that this is about rich versus poor at the end of the day.
He said at the end of the day, I would love everybody that's on here to do your research on the foundation of the Zionist movement. Do your research on that and learn about the Zionists and who they are. This is again getting back into the Sephardic, the Ashkenazi, the Khazarian Jews. This is getting into that. And how they're controlling America.
Yeah, kind of. Hold on, let me unmute because I can hear the sound coming off your phone. I know, Phineas. So that's why I'm kind of muting you every once in a while. But what you got to say, real quick?
I don't even know if I got to say anything else, man.
No, you gotta say something, brother. You've been quiet, having technical difficulties. The chat been waiting to hear what Phineas Yasharala got to say about what we just watched, as far as it with this potential civil war. That you know what I'm saying, the Caucasian man was basically saying that, that the left and the right, as far as Democratic Party and Republican Party, that they should be worried about the simple fact, you know what I'm saying, dealing with Israel. And saying that Israel, right, modern day Israel, right, what we see right now, that they are the main source of why there's all types of turmoil going on over here in America.
No, I get it. Again, this is all doing by the will of our Creator, man, by the will of the Almighty. He's putting everybody against everybody right now, man. It's almost like a cleansing or a purging of the earth of some spirit. Like, this is the start of everything. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got all the white folks in the world, they all against each other right now. And guess what? We are against each other too, as being black. You know what I'm saying? The things that's been going on forever in our ghettos of us, of rival gang members and neighborhoods and stuff like that, down to conscious, like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? You got those who believe in, the idol, and those of us that don't. And there's war even in between that right now. So the Most High is 100% drew a line in the sand. And at this point, it's just like, hey, man, what side are you on?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's a great point, bro. What side are you on? You also brought out too, Phineas, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High is the one that's doing these things, right? Which is what you've been saying throughout the show. And it reminded me of this verse, bro, in Numbers 35 and 33. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are." Now, us as Yasharala, we polluted our land, which is why we've been exiled out of our land. Okay? But even though we've been exiled out of our land and we're still living amongst pollution, it says, "For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." And so all nations that are not Yasharallah have had their hand as far as in our demise, right? They've all taken part in the punishment amongst Yasharallah that the Most High allowed these other nations, right, to take part in. Okay? But just because the Most High used these other nations to punish us and afflict us, understand that they are still defiling everything. They have defiled our minds, they have defiled our land. And so the fact that our land has been defiled and that our people have been defiled, you understand, they polluted that. And so in order for, so these things have to happen. So the shedding of blood has to happen from those who have polluted our minds and polluted our land in order for redemption, right, to take place. What do you think about what I just said?
You're right, and it goes right along the lines of what if you. We got to go to Isaiah chapter 51. Isaiah 51, and we're gonna start at verse 15.
All right, verse 15.
Got to do it. We got to do it. We're gonna start.
It says, but I am the Almighty, thy God, that divided the sea, whose waves warred. The Almighty, right? Yah of hosts is his name.
It says, but I am the Almighty, thy power, that divide the sea, whose waves roar. The Almighty of hosts is his name. That means the Almighty of Yasharallah. We the host that he's talking about. Okay. Verse 16.
Verse 16. And I have put my words in thy mouth, and I have covered thee in the shadow of mine hand, that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundations of the earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people.
So we got to understand, yes, as I said earlier, the prophecy Isaiah was for a particular time, but there's some parallels. It says, and I have put my words in thy mouth. In whose mouth? The nation's mouth. Yasharallah, not everybody. It says, and I have covered thee in the shadows of my hand. That means the Almighty hid who you are. That's why some of us just not waking up. And that's why some of us now telling y'all, look, go and declare who you are. And then it says that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundation of the earth. We talking about the rebirth of the earth and the nation. It says, and say unto Zion, thou art my people. Did he say to everybody on the planet, they my people? Did he say to the Christian, to the Muslim, to this, to that, to the Zionist? Did he? No. Zion, the Zion is in relation to the location of what? The holy city. Right? Then it says, read verse 17.
Verse 17. And it says, Salaki, let me scroll down. It says, awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of the Almighty the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out.
This is why we in opposition, family. The Almighty had us drink of this cup. But now, as we have drank the cup and we done licked the bottom of the cup, the Almighty is now bringing us back into knowledge of who we are. Go ahead, read verse 18.
Verse 18. And it says, there is none to guide her among all the sons whom she hath brought forth. Neither is there any that taketh her by the hand of all the sons that she hath brought up.
I want you to remember, this is Isaiah speaking, the prophet of that time, to bring Yasharallah back into remembrance of who it was. But he telling you, ain't nobody here telling you these truths that we talking about, that he's talking about right now. The same thing going on today. You got all these people up in these organizations speaking and talking and leading our people every which way but loose. Okay? There is no soundness in the voices of the leaders in our people today. Okay? Read verse 19.
Verse 19. And it says, these two things are come unto thee, Who shall be sorry for thee? Desolation and destruction, and the famine, and the sword. By whom shall I comfort thee?
He said, look, who's going to be sorry for you? What's going to be sorry for you is desolation, destruction, famine, and sword. Keep reading.
Verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of the Almighty, the rebuke of thy God.
So the same thing that was happening then, family, the same thing that was happening then, we continue to perpetuate today. Although Isaiah gave this prophecy for what was going on then, yes, it was for then. But because we got the same mindset, the same thing applied. What happened in all the ghettos? Where are young men at? Where these YNs at, as they say? Okay?
Right.
At the head of every corner as a wild bull in a net, full of the fury of Yah. So the fury that they have against each other is not just, oh man, why we hating each other? No, Yah is putting this fury in our people against each other to whoop us.
And you know what? That's a great point, Elder, because that's part of the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 54 all the way to 56. Not only just with us as men, but also dealing with the Aquat, right? Dealing with the women, right? The mighty sisters.
Absolutely.
Phineas, are you muted? You're muted, King.
You muted.
All right, no, there you go. Now we can hear you.
Deeper than that, the Most High also said, who's going to rise up for me against the evildoers, against the workers of iniquity?
That's Psalms 94:16. That's right.
Yep.
Bro, we supposed to be speaking and going in on these idolaters. We supposed to be snatching their beards off their face.
Absolutely. Well, look, I'm going to tell you right now, the Lion of Yahudah is emerging from the thickets to speak, to be strong of good courage and fear not. And as you heard me say before, a coward died 1,000 deaths, a soldier died once. And so if you not for Yah, if you for somebody else, you not for Yah. If I got to go to somebody else to get to Yah, what's going on with that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from a position of used to teaching that mess. I'm not speaking from a position of, I've always been where I am today. I'm speaking from experience. You know what I'm saying? And we still putting idols before the Almighty. As we claim, we praising Him. We're going to say to you all day, well, if you don't believe in my King Yeshua, I'm a Mashiach, I don't have nothing to do with you. What happened to you not believing in Yah? But you replaced it with that. That is replacement theology. That is what the oppressor put upon us today. That's why we getting our butt handed to us as we watching these videos.
That's real. That's
real.
Read
verse 21.
Yep, this is verse 21. And it says, therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine.
We're not drunk with wine. The number one drug on the planet is JC.
JC, that's right.
You can't that's the biggest drug out there. Sorry, it is. We drunk all day with it. Go ahead, keep going.
Got some of that JC?
That's how they act, bro. Verse 22. Thus said thy Lord, right? The Almighty, and the God and thy God that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again.
So Yah still love his covenant people, family. And that's why we here today, to let the truth be told. I don't care if it's 2 million people that's going to come against and say, hey, y'all crazy. Don't listen. Something wrong with y'all. I don't care. we're not trying to win no brownie points. We come to speak what thus saith Yah in truth in this day and time. Go ahead.
Verse 23, last verse, and then we're gonna get into this video, the last video of the day. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over.
Listen, didn't we? They call it planking. You ever seen that in modern day? If you look up planking,
let me look that up real quick.
You know what I'm saying? They were. It says, but I will put into them that afflicted thee. That means he gonna reverse it. Which have said to thy soul, bow down. Right? What did they build this country off the backs of? Notice it, off the backs. If it's built off our backs, where would we land? Face down. Right?
Backs.
That we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. Listen, if you go back and look at every, I would say 70 to 90% of the inventions in this nation, we did it. We brought the stuff, but we don't get no credit for that. You know, I saw the video too where Trump was saying,
"Yeah, let me find that video. I actually have that. I just thought about that. As soon as you said that, let me play that real quick. I do have that video because you did send that. Let me look real quick.
Here's what we got to also
right here. It's right here.
Here's what we also got to understand. We invented everything because all this information and technology was already here. We've already done it before.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. That's what people don't realize. They think we was just in the bush. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's just be real about that. Like, man, we are very innovative, man. We are very creative. Why? Because we literally come from the Creator, man. We come from the earth. We come from the soil. We're the only people that come from the earth, that come from the soil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't we be able to be innovative? Why wouldn't we be able to be creative? Why wouldn't we be, all these great things that the Most High made us to be? Because we invented the telephones, we invented the computers, we invented the street lights, we invented the cameras, the security. How we we invented all this.
Right. And watch how Trump tried to take what we invented and take it away at this video.
Yeah, look at this, y'all. Check this out.
During the war, you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, I wonder what the you like this idea.
If a president orders martial law or declares martial law, then they can stay in office as a president. Potentially, there could be a play to extend the second term into a third term by creating these brash, hardcore, dramatic abductions that are creating civil unrest that eventually will create a potential civil war, which will lead to the need to declare martial law. And once martial law is declared due to an executive order, he can actually stay in as president an extended term. And then after that, he can have a private cabinet vote to keep him in 1 year at a time, bypassing any real true voting system.
So you say during
that's not the right one. It's the other one with him with Trump.
Hey, but you know what? That is true. That's exactly what he's going to do. And then when that happens, when America is at war with itself 100%, that's when these other nations are going to come and attack, and that's going to be the start of it.
Yeah,
after that, it's over.
I know that's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I found it, Otis.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, here it is.
There you go.
Yeah. I knew it was somewhere.
That's it.
The telegraph, the television, the telephone.
Let me rewind this again.
There's a clip going around of Donald Trump talking about how great American innovation is. And everything that he named that America invented, it was a black person that invented it.
This is a nation that invented the light bulb, the telegraph, the television, the telephone, the computer chip, the smartphone, the GPS, the integrated circuit,
and even the internet. Basically, we invented everything. What is left? We invented everything.
Bro, black people did all that. We innovate and create everything. And so it's just par for the course of what happens with black innovation. I'm big on protecting your IP, but a lot of times you're creating and you want to be creative. But I think this is just another version of what happens when black people make something. When it comes to rock and roll music, we've invented the ice cream scoop, ice cream, the alarm.
We did invent ice cream. Yeah, I found that out like a couple of
The
years ago.
alarm system, macaroni and cheese,
plasma,
the hot comb. There's a list of so many inventions and creations by black people.
What is left? We invented everything.
That's
There's a clip going around.
That's how I feel.
See, but that go right with the scripture we just read. We done laid, they done walked over our backs.
Right here, Isaiah 51:23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over.
History is repeating itself, family. When y'all gonna stop doing the same thing, expecting different results? Stop being the op. Stop being the AI. Stop being what's that other term they say? Clap, the new term for lying. Stop being that, and go out there and declare who you are. The power is in the name of salvation. It's not in your own strength. It's in the power is in the name of and it's in the name that the Almighty gave you for salvation.
Elder, they're not going to do it.
Well, you know what? Even if they don't do it, what the word say? He said, even if they will hear or bear what he say, tell them anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, facts.
Whether they hear
That's all
or
we can
forbear.
do. That's all we can do. And the reason why I say that they're not going to do it is because these niggas are soft, bro. They listening to a nigga that told you to turn your fucking cheek when excuse my language, I should have said that, but they told you to turn your cheek. But when you go against the laws of the Almighty, he said different. He said eye for eye.
That's right.
And so our people are soft. They're soft. They act all tough and bold and this and that, and you know what I'm saying. But when it gets down to it, soft. They're scared. They waiting on somebody to come save them. They don't know. They don't want to pull themselves up. They don't want to do what it takes to theoretically 100% save themselves.
Right. What's the passage in the new book where it say, obey your masters? Pull that up, Zamra.
Yeah, let me find. Is that in the new book? I thought that was in the.
No, that's in the new book.
You playing Zamra? Now you're trolling.
It is. Let me go to Ephesians real quick. All right, let's go to the book of Ephesians, chapter 6. This is Ephesians chapter 6. Let's start at verse 5. I'm going to read all the way through 9. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh, and with fear and trembling, and singleness of your heart, as unto Christ. That is just blasphemy.
Come on, man. Listen. Listen.
That's crazy.
How you gonna tell your people? And we believe this garbage.
Hey, that's why JC said, "Give to what Caesar's is Caesar's."
You gotta pull the scripture up on the screen, Zamra. Zamra, pull the scripture up on the screen. Let's go over it again.
Oh, it's not on the screen. My bad. Oh my gosh. It's a lot here, y'all. Here we go. Servants. I was in the spirit, y'all. My bad. Servants, be obedient to them. And that spirit that I was in was a spirit of, you know what I'm saying, a zealous spirit. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh. When did the Most High say that? And with fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart, as unto JC. So basically, Paul is telling y'all to fear America. Oh my God.
Look, and didn't y'all say that he jealous? I'm a jealous Elohim. So how How he a jealous Elohim, and you got in trouble for serving other gods, but now you go supposed to be obedient to your masters, according to the flesh, and then serve another God over him.
Oh no, that is crazy.
And keep on going.
All right, Phineas is so mad, they lost Phineas again. It says, verse 6, not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of JC, doing the will of God from their heart.
So you supposed to serve your masters with the same zeal you serve your God. Go ahead.
Verse 7, with good will, doing service as to the Lord and not to men.
So you supposed to serve this man like you serve your God. That's your oppressor talking. Go ahead.
Yep. Knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall he receive of this Lord, whether he be bond or free. And ye masters, do the same things unto them, forbearing threatening, knowing that your master also is in heaven. Neither is there respect of persons with him.
Wow. See, this is all replacement theology.
Right.
This is all, hey, look, we all the same people. You know what I'm saying? Yah is he's not particular about Yasharala, but he is. But we still out here acting as such, playing the script that they fed us instead of being who you actually are.
That's madness, y'all. That's madness.
That's madness.
So this leads us to our last point, right, of the day. All right, proof that civil war is on the rise. So check this out. Where's Phineas, man? We need Phineas back up on here, man. We need Phineas back.
You still got that song too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's what's coming right after this. So let's look at this article. It says Mississippi police await the autopsy result for Black student found hanged at Delta State. So for those of you who didn't know, right, because they'll hide this type of news as well when it deals with our people. Another one of our brothers, unfortunately, has been hung, has been lynched. Okay, this stuff is still happening even in 2025. You understand? So let's look at this article here. It says, scroll down. Let me scroll in a little bit more so y'all can see it. All right, so it says in Cleveland, Mississippi, right? A Mississippi police on Wednesday awaited the autopsy results for a Black student found hanging from a tree at Delta State University in a case that has ignited strong emotions in a state with a history of racist violence. Well, you know, Mississippi is one of the most racist states, right, in the South, period. It says campus police chief Michael Peeler released little new information about the investigation at a news conference, calling the death an isolated incident and insisting there were no active threats to students and faculty. That's crazy. That's crazy. Right. See how they try to put it as an isolated incident, Elder, when it comes to the hanging and lynching of our people?
Absolutely. But let us do something like that to them.
Exactly. Right? They're not going to isolate us individually. They're going to come at us as a whole.
Absolutely.
All right. It says, out of respect for those grieving, we ask for continued patience and compassion as this investigation proceeds. The chief state medical examiner was conducting an autopsy Wednesday, and Peeler said preliminary findings should be released in a day or two. Peeler said that the evidence includes video footage, but he would not say what it shows and where it came from, citing the ongoing investigation. So there's video footage, a recording of this brother being hung. And they have the video footage, Elder. But because we know that it's dealing, right, with our oppressors, that they're not going to say or speak on what it shows or where it came from.
Right.
Because they're doing an ongoing investigation. So my question is, Elder, when the investigation is done, Are they going? Do you think that they're going to show all this investigation in this video footage, Elder?
No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Not at all. But they'll go show Charlie Kirk get shot.
Oh my goodness! Right, right. And the reason being, guys, is because it's like the Elder is saying. Everything that you guys see on the media is not real. There's a lot of fake news going on here. There are people that are paid millions and millions of dollars, right? And even these, I gotta throw that in there, right? Because a lot of these small hats own a lot of these news stations too, right? They're paying millions and millions of dollars, man, to put out propaganda, to put out lies, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the truth happens, like what we're reading about right now, this is a true event. They paint the true events when it's dealing with our people as if it's just an isolated event, as if it's nothing. Okay. And even though they have video footage that they can release to us where we can be the judge, just like they wanted us to be the judge dealing with Charlie Kirk so they can ignite civil war, right? They're not going to release these type of videos when it's dealing with our people, right? Because they don't care about us. You understand? Because these type of videos, they know they're afraid at us actually rousing up and reacting. They're not afraid about their own compadres as far as their own oppressors, right? Rising up. They're afraid about you, Yasharala, rising up. They're afraid about you, Yasharala, being upset. And they know that they got a lot of us as Yasharala, they got a lot of us hooked to social media and their propaganda. Okay, so we cannot be blinded by these devices. We got to look deeper into the situation through the Torah and the Tanakh.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. We got to stop being surface and shallow and understand everything that's on TV, everything that's in the modern mainstream media is fed to us intentionally. And it's fed to us so that it can shape and mold our thought process and guide us down the path that they want us to walk in. And whether it's to destruction, whether it's to more captivity, wherever it is, they're leading us. They putting bits on the ground and we eating it up like horses, led to the slaughter. That's what we doing.
Right. That's right. So I'm gonna play this last video. This is check this out, y'all. They're throwing it in our face even with music now that this is happening. Listen to this song.
Whoa, we need a big tall tree and a short piece of rope. Hang them up high at sundown. Leave them swinging so the folks all know you don't mess around in our town. A big tall tree and a short piece of rope. Hang them up high at sundown. Leave them swinging so the folks all know you don't mess around in our town.
Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. But if you do, bitch, we'll hang you in a fucking field. We don't judge by skin, we judge by soul. So God can judge your sin, but bitch, you gotta go. Austin Metcalf lost his life at a track meet. The news won't say it, so I say it on a trap beat. And while they running from accountability, Lake and Riley was murdered while she was running in the streets. Who would have thought the girl who...
Right, real quick, I gotta pause that, right? We see that the motivation of these Caucasians doing this song was off of Austin Metcalf's dealing with the Austin Metcalf murder, right? With Carmelo Anthony, right? The brother with the school incident. And he literally tried to say that the news are not going to cover the true, right? They're not going to cover everything, so we're going to cover it. Because have you heard any updates as far as dealing with Carmelo Anthony? I haven't heard any updates.
I haven't. I'm glad you said it because I'm about to look into it, but I haven't heard any updates about it myself either.
Yeah, we got to look into that because, like, last I checked is that I know that he's already been bonded out. Okay.
Right.
And they're supposed to be going into trial. That's the last that I heard, but I haven't seen anything dealing with the trial. Nobody's talking about it anymore or anything of that nature.
Yeah, it's like died down. I don't know what's going on with that.
And that's a great point. Musa the Third, he says racist rapping over a trap beat is wild. Okay, because hey, this is what they're gonna do, right? They're going to, and this is just a tool to try to get even our own people. right, to kind of be on their side. They're gonna use beats that have rhythm, you know what I'm saying, which we know rhythm came from us. Okay, this beat is a hip hop beat. They just threw, you know what I'm saying, the instruments as far as dealing with the harmonica, maybe a guitar, and things of that nature to try to make it sound country. All right, which we created that type of music too as well.
Yeah.
So, but this they're literally throwing it in our face. I'm gonna rewind this back a little bit, right? Listen to the lyrics. We're gonna play the rest of this.
My soul, so God can judge your sin, but bitch, you gotta go. Austin Metcalf lost his life at a track meet. The news won't say it, so I say it on a trap beat. And while they running from accountability, Laker Riley was murdered while she was running in the streets. Who would have thought the girl who left the danger in Ukraine would get her life taken riding on a train by a nigga when she's repping Black Lives Matter? But you triggered by this song, tell me what you said.
Wow. Did he drop the M-bomb, Elder?
He did. He did.
He did. Let's rewind it back. Right? The true feelings come out. Right? The words of their mouth are smoother than butter, but war is truly in their heart. Psalms 55 and 21.
Streets. Who would have thought the girl who left the danger in Ukraine would get her life taken riding on a train by a nigga when she's repping Black Lives Matter? But you triggered by this song, tell me what you said.
A big tall tree and a short piece of rope. Hang 'em up high at sundown. Leave 'em swinging so the folks all know you don't mess around in our town. A big tall tree and a short piece of rope. Hang 'em up high at sundown. Leave 'em swinging so the folks all know you don't mess around in our town. Oh, there's too much crime in the streets these days. Too much evil going down. If they get 'em up out of the bricks for a while, the judge turns them loose on the town. How many mothers gotta cry? How many children gotta die before we putting into all this mess?
Now that's diabolical. He literally, we know that it's our mothers that are dying. It's our children that are dying in these streets. And literally he tried to take our affliction, right, and try to make like that act like that they're going through that.
It's
right, just to try to justify a reason just to go at us.
Replacement theology ain't no different from replacing Yah with JC. But go ahead.
Yep.
We ought to do it like they did it way back in the day, cause granddaddy's way it works best.
Hold on, I gotta go rewind that back because that's what truly, right, they mean by make America great again. Right? They want it to be how it was back in the days, right? When we were in captivity and slavery, chattel slavery. Listen to this.
Way back in the day, cause
Hold on.
granddaddy's way it works.
Here we go.
Mothers gotta cry, how many children gotta die before we putting into all this mess? We ought to do it like they did it way back in the day, cause granddaddy's way it works best. Who's gonna right them wrongs, my friend? Vengeance is the Lord's, but brother, justice ain't a sin. We need a
Yeah, he just cut himself right there. I had enough. That's the end of it. I can't listen to
Oh man, I don't know how you found this one, man. That was wow.
Come on, man. Come on,
man.
So this is the type of spirit that they coming with, y'all, and we got to make sure that us, when we're seeing these signs, we got to literally worry about us, man. We got to worry about our people first. Worry about us individually, like in our households, because if we're not right with the Most High, right, as Yasharala, right, and you see the spirits that the Most High is stirring up in these other nations, okay, we're going to end up being caught up, man, right, in Jacob's trouble, right, and Civil War and World War III possibly on the rise. We don't want to be caught up in that. We want to be delivered.
Exactly. You know, so family, this has been a pleasure once again to be speaking with you. And, you know, as we was said earlier, sometimes you may not, you might see us have a little disagreement, but the issue is this. We are Yasharala. It don't really matter what's going on with Esau. We here to talk about the nation of Yasharala. You know, for identity purposes, we may have conversations about that. But at the end of the day, we are the nation and we standing on that and we going out there declaring who we are. That's our whole goal. That's our whole mission. And we telling y'all, the Lions of Yahudah It's time to rise. It's time to emerge from the thickets. It's time to declare. It's time to roar. What thus saith Yah in this day and time.
That's right. So this is another episode of Let the Truth Be Told podcast, episode 13. Right. This is gonna be one of my favorite episodes, man. It was heated today. I like it. You know what I'm saying? The type of stuff I like on the podcast. But all praise to the Most High and Him alone, guys. Make sure you guys catch us. We should be on next Sunday. If not, I'll let you guys know. Right. But every Sunday, man. Right. We're gonna be dealing with situations and issues dealing with our people, so that you guys are warned. All right. And make sure that you guys, at the best of your ability, right, to subscribe with your name. Right, the name of salvation under Yasharallah. I'm doing the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working on that myself. So I encourage y'all to do the same as well. Shout out to our brother Phineas Gadd. I know he's been having some technical difficulties, but we love the brother. And we appreciate everybody that chimed in. Make sure you guys hit the like, share, also subscribe if you have not. You see the information at the bottom, the website, www.yahwillgatherus.com. www.yahwillgatherus.com. Make sure you visit that website so that you can get more information as far as what the United Nation of Yasharallah is bringing forth through the Spirit of the Most High and Him alone, so that we can get back to our land. You understand?
Hallelujah. All praise. And we need all of y'all to come forward. We need our designers. We need our web designers. We need a lot of people to come forward. This is your nation, our nation, one nation under the Most High Almighty Yahweh, our power and strength. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And I want to chime out and end this with a huge shalom.
I mean, that's just how it goes. I would never fold this game. You're supposed to give it away. It's not to be sold. You gotta learn to keep the Lord is how you save your soul. Striving for the kingdom, that's your main goal. We can take this kingdom back, but you ain't ready though. You let the ways of this world, don't wanna let it go. I just tell the truth to my black folk. Expose the heathen of the evil, that's just how we go. I'm truly dedicated to this motivation though. When will it all change? Only the Lord